people. As umpire Ross Capes bounces the ball for the 1981 Grand Final. Claremont kicking to the left of the screen, and Rioli takes the first kick. It's a high one, straight up in the air. Beecroft underneath it. Oh, the mark's been paid. Oh, and there's fisticuffs already as Campbell came into it. The opening minute of play here in the League Grand Final, and there's about 20 players into it as Beecroft took that knock. Campbell came into him. So what a grand final it's going to be. There's players in it all over the ground.
Notice that Stephen Michael went in to kill Jimmy Cracker. I noticed too that Basil Campbell, well, it was a clean bump, but then when the heat got on, it was Basil certainly showing who was boss out there. Well, there's a turn up. 15 seconds gone. Beecroft has possession of the ball, and a 15-metre infringement has been given against South. Capes on the mark. Have a look at this again. Here's Basil. Now that's a shirt front. That was quite all right in grand final stuff. Meanwhile, back in the play in the half-back line, it's been a good mark to Barrett. He's at centre half-back, Rodney Barrett, and already the 50,000 spectators have come to life.
Yes, Rod Barrett relieves the pressure, and what a start to the 1981 Grand Final. Up it goes towards the centre. Out to Rioli once more. That's his second kick up towards full forward. Joe McKay. Oh, and Joe McKay's got the mark, but he's given a kick away, a backhander. And there's another infringement. McKay had the mark. But he backhanded his opponent, Gerald Betts, and the 15-metre penalty, and umpire Capes has been right on the spot for both occasions. And Gerald Betts takes the kick down, boots it down towards the wing.
Stephen Michael goes for the knock. Shark by Panissa, centre half forward. Farmer from behind. In front that man again, Barrett. Well, he was out for 8 weeks with a broken arm. He's come back just in time for the Southerners. Out to the scoreboard flank, Rioli the flyer. He can't recover, neither can Lagona. Now the race is on. Jim Cracker slams the ball forward. Where's Warren Ralph? He's from behind, punched away by Kelly. That was good defensive play by the custodian for South. And there'll be a throw-in in the forward pocket. Well, here's a buzz of excitement around. Two heavy clashes in the first minute of the game. Let's watch the ruck work again of Moss, this time opposed to Delmenico.
In the forward pocket down there for Claremont. Well, Delmenico gets the thump out towards the boundary, very close to the line now. And Watson is going to take the kick. Or is it a throw? Yes, the kick has been awarded down there.
Daryl Panizza interfered with. Well, it's on quite straight away, isn't it? Look, it's on in the pocket again. Carter. Philip Cracker comes in to say, don't do that to brother Jim. Well, Bob, you've been calling since 1964 in grand finals. You ever seen an opening like this?
I have not seen an opening to a grand final like this, and the game is on for sure. Graham Moss coming in to try and quieten his players down, and that's how much the players are keyed up.
Benny Vagona thought he was sparring with Laurie Flanders then.
Yes, and I think Daryl Panizza with a 15-metre penalty now come to within 20 metres of goals, and this should certainly be a score. Well, no score on the board to date. We've only gone 2 minutes. We've had 5 fights and 6 kicks.
And there's Graham Moss say, steady down now, Daryl. And the fellow who came up from Albany can open the account for Claremont in the grand final of 81. He does it with a goal. Magnificent kick from Panizza from the pocket. And listen to the crowd acknowledging that goal. First goal on the board to Claremont. Took them 3 minutes to get it. And that's 1 goal to Claremont, nothing for South Fremantle.
Yes, I should imagine Daryl Panizza's feelings there when he took that first shot for goal. A very nervous kick, but he put it straight through the middle. And that's a goal on the board to the Tigers. And there's the replay. Watson's got the kick.
And there's the man who kicked the goal, Daryl Panizza. You can see the anguish on his face because the excitement of just running out on the field in front of 52,000 people. And there's Brownie. He wouldn't be too happy at the way that goal was given to Claremont. Centre bounce down. Beecroft interfered with. Michael bursting through the pack. Out general by Cracker. He went for a 6. And Cowlitz on again. Huh. Have you ever seen anything like this? Obviously, Brown's instructions are that they've got to slow down the pacey and younger Claremont side. And boy, are they doing it now.
Well, I don't know when they're going to start playing football, but there's certainly plenty of fights out there. And there's Malcolm Brown. And undecided what to do, Malcolm Brown, at the moment. He's got the phone in his hand. And the kick is going to Phil Cracker. He's in the centre of the ground, and players steadying down now. Barry Beecroft having a few words. As a kick comes back to Philip Cracker. Cheers from the crowd as Cracker's long kick goes towards half forward. They're kicking towards the Perth end of the ground, Claremont. And that's a kick to South.
Very close checking. You only have to touch the ball and you'll be interfered with at the moment. Wayne Delmenico at centre-half back. Now he can drive long into the breeze. Goes out to the champ, Stephen Michael. Interfered with by Beecroft. Good mark to Smith. Welcome back, Ray Smith. Hasn't played for 8 weeks. Chips it down there to Morton. That was his. They went to school together at Swan Lead, Smith and Morton. And now Kent has taken it on the grandstand wing. Down to the half-forward flank. Cornell goes defensive. And in the place that's opened up in sensational style, half-forward flank throw-in.
Boundary umpire John Devine, an experienced boundary umpire, throwing it on the half-forward flank over the top to Moss. Chance for Malaxis. Pushed in the back. Yes. Umpire Capes right on the spot. Stephen Malaxis now. Well, he's a good 50 metres out from goal. Now camera right over his shoulder. The breeze blowing towards it into the ground. You have to go slightly to the right to kick it. It'll take a good kick. He's kicked 77 goals for the year, this fellow, so he knows where they are. There's a long kick towards goals. And forced through for the minor score of Claremont. They move to 1-1-7. South yet to score.
To be taken by Kelly. Tony Kelly too, one of the many injured players from South who have got into form for the grand final. Looks for Stephen Michael again. There's trouble handling for Stephen. They're sitting on him. Out to Moss. Down to Philip Cracker. Hardy's on his hammer. And he's been brought forward, according to Ross Capes. I guess he should know. He's umpired 252 league games, Ross Capes, and has had 8 grand finals. Well, all eyes on Philip Cracker. And one of them is Murray Ward, the assistant coach for Claremont. There he is, a former sprint champion of WA. Coached Aquinas to the winning Elko Cup of PSA this year. But Cracker's kick is long and inaccurate. Into the goal square. Punched away defensively again. Carter can't handle it. And in the forward pocket, yet another throw-in.
Yes, right next to the point post for the Tigers. They've had it in their area for the couple of minutes down there. Only 7 points on the board. And there's another big thump into the pocket goes Malaxis again. Still keeping the ball in play. And now it's gone out of play. And the kick is going, the free kick going towards South. Right in the pocket down there.
Holding the ball and Barrett to take the kick. Well, Rodney Barrett, his 3rd kick in 3 minutes. He's in for a good one today. Kicks it up high. Michael versus Beecroft and Moss chips in. Vasali scrounges the kick into nowhere, no man's land. Cracker, that's Jimmy Cracker opposed to Monteith. Chopped off by Lagona. Picked up by Aitken. Ron Powell says, take a 3, Jimmy. And Cracker in the centre of the ground has Claremont into attack again. The lead is on to Ralph. Now it's Manaxis in front of the pack. Shark by Blackwell. That's holding the ball, and this time again it's Barrett. But Vasali's allowed to play on in front of the mark and gets away with it.
Vasali takes a kick, puts it up towards half forward, and that's a good mark to Mountain. Paul Mountain at centre half forward. South going into attack towards the Subiaco in the ground. Monteith. The mark has been paid. Good passenger play there by South, and Bruce Monteith 35 metres out, and the angle not great. South kicking against this light breeze towards the Subiaco into the ground. Capacity crowd here at league headquarters, and South have their first shot for goal. Monteith, I think he's offline, he is. 1 point to the Southerners.
And one of the other early tricks of Malcolm Brown is that Paul Mountain, normally wearing Guernsey number 35 and listed in the budget, is wearing number 38. So obviously trying to bluff that Jeff O'Brien would play today. Mountain in Guernsey 38. There's the long kick coming out to the grandstand wing. Hardy interfered with. Play on, says Powell, and that's what Stephen Michael does. In comes Ray Smith. And over the line goes the ball, right in front of our brand new commentary position here at Subiaco Oval. 9 minutes into the first quarter, 1-1 playing 1 point. The game's alive. Jim Cracker's one of them making it so. Into the centre, Cornell can't catch up with the ball. Barrett overruns it, and now Cornell backs up magnificently. Out to the open spaces in front of the scoreboard. Morton or Tommy Pearce can take it. Tom Pearce says I'll have it. He's way down from the back pocket, but there's been interference in the shepherding, and this time the free will go to South. Listen to the crowd acknowledging that one.
Yes, that was silly play there by Morton. The play was clear, the kick had gone, and he interfered with Carter. There's a section of the big crowd in the background, capacity crowd here. There's Noel Carter, the skipper, takes it right underneath the scoreboard. Boots along on towards it, half-forward line, into the Campbell. Can't find him. Very close to the line, and now it's out of play. Throwing. Left half forward flank on the outer side, and there's Malcolm Brown, a very pensive look on his face, wondering how this game is going to go.
Well, this kick would make it alive. It's only 2 kicks from the scoring zone for South. They're kicking to the right of your screen. Big thump by Harper. Shark by Carter, the skipper. Now wait on this one. Baden Harper's in there to thump away again. And that was a good clearing kick by Cantor in the golden boots. Panizza opposed to Vagona. Vagona in front. Panizza comes out with the ball. Players are playing close, Bob.
They certainly are. Panizza was held by the jumper then, but he managed to get the kick, and there's another one. Oh, some nervous players out there. Rod Barrett again. That's his 4th kick. He's playing a pretty good game in the back line, this fellow. Rod Barrett on the half-back flank out of side. He'll go for the long kick. Doesn't get far. Goes towards the centre. Moss underneath it. Takes them up.
Captain Coach Graham Moss goes to centre half forward looking for Brett Farmer. Farmer can't hang on to it. Brad Hardy comes in, but now Beecroft. He's got a long kick. Long it is. Straight in the arms of Ralph Maybe. Good spoil by Kelly. And many supporters who thought that Kelly may not be fit for a grand final, but I know that Malcolm Brown thinks that Kelly is a fine custodian. He's tough, and he's got a good punching, clearing interference for the forward. Michael used the body well out to Delmenico. Delmenico's away, but so too is Rioli on the other wing. Good mark. Morris Rioli, bit of the back up by Delmenico. They're on the scoreboard flank, the Southerners. Aitken versus Monteith, and Monteith is marked.
Yes, good position by Bruce Monteith. He's at half forward, boots a high one towards McKay. McKay making possession, he's done it! Well done, Joe McKay. Positioned himself well. And there's the South bench. Reserves, Tom Gorilla sits the runner. All looking on now to see if Joe McKay can kick this goal. Gary Scott, all eyes on Joe McKay. Coming back after injury, a couple of broken ribs. How good is he? Joe McKay puts it high towards full forward, it's floating in. Moss is right on the line. As he touched it, he has. 1 point to the Southerners.
A little bit of discrepancy whether that was touched before or after the line, but that's why the goal umpires position themselves right along the line. Good decision. Here it is. This is the shot again. Watch it and see if it really does go through or if it was touched by Moss. Oh, it's a touchy one. 15-metre penalty again as Betts gets on with it. It's straight down into the centre. Farmer the flyer. And the marksman. Brett Farmer, that was magnificent. He's half forward flank, taking his kick in the centre. Now it's the centre half forward. Barrett says let it go. The spoil favours Panizza on his own. Now he's a racehorse, this guy. There's the lead on to Ralph. Chopped off by Vagona is clever thinking. Vagona opposed to Jim Cracker. Half forward flank throwing with the score at the 14-minute mark of the first quarter. Claremont 1-1, South Fremantle 2 points.
And you cannot afford to make a mistake here as players are throwing themselves into the game. Delmenico out there trying to get the thump, the back of the pack. And the races the umpire. And Gary Shaw, playing his first grand final in Western Australia, coming from Queenville. He's not taking the kick. Or is he? Yes, he is. Gary Shaw to take it. Oh, he's about 45 metres out, kicking to this, the breeze blowing over his left shoulder. Gary Shaw, the new player from Queensland this year, having a deliberate shot for goal. He won't make the distance, and a good mark by Vasoli.
Paul Vasoli, the link man, coming right down in defence. There's the chip pass further afield to the half-forward captain, Noel Carter. Need a big effort from the skipper today. He's deep in defence at the moment, but now Carter with a clever sidestep is away. High kick down to Hardy at centre half forward. Michael versus Moss. Stephen Michael. Back up by Vagona. Into the open spaces. Monteith's got the break on Aitken. Powell says no mark. Clearing kick by Morton. Finds his Panizza again. He's on his own all day today. Here's Vagona back on his hammer. Interference, says Ron Powell. And for a fellow too who's umpiring his third grand final, free to Panizza.
Yes, and they're certainly playing the front man at the moment. It goes towards half forward, a chance for Claremont. Jimmy Cracker's in there, can't pick it up, he does now. And he's got clear away, goes Jimmy Cracker into the pocket to Shaw, but the kick's gone astray. And another South kick in defence, so certainly players are playing tight down there.
And then about the South Fremantle defence, Cornell and Barrett and Kelly are doing it well. Up the scoreboard flank, Moss versus Michael again. Michael taps it down for Mountain, can't handle it. Tom Pearce is there. Have a look at the size of Tom Pearce. A rugged back pocket player. And Malcolm Brown scratching his head. Which tactic do I use now? 7 points playing 2. 15 minutes gone in the first quarter. Moss in front of Michael this time. Big thump by Rioli. Morton shoves it up, but a missed kick by Carter. Kicking out on the full. Penalty free will be taken by Claremont's Morton.
Yes, well, he took the risk and the luck of the game there. Unfortunately for him, it went out of bounds. There's a good kick right down towards the centre. Gary Shaw again. Gets it over to Jim Cracker. He's clear. He's at half forward. Let's fire with a long one towards full forward. Delmenico's there and takes a grand mark. Well done, Wayne Delmenico. Last line of defence.
Well, it's a day for courage and it's a day for superb efforts, and that was one of them already. Wayne Delmenico, the former Melbourne ex-Darwin player, kicks long out to the half-back flank, but to no avail. Unattended, Brett Farmer. Farmer didn't show up in the second semi, but he's doing well already. Cronin, and finally backing up that man, Barrett. Looks as though we're going to see a lot of number 7, Bob.
Yes, he's playing well there. That was a poor kick. And there's Murray Ward again from the Claremont bench, having a little talk to himself and wondering what he can do. Send to the ground. And the kick's going the way of Rioli. He's starting well in the centre, Morris Rioli. Got the call over Blackwell at the moment. But no player on top in any position at the moment. It goes up towards half forward. Dumped away by Morton. Philip Cracker. He's at half back at the moment. Gets his kick back towards the wing. There's Rodney Barrett playing on Jimmy Cracker. Gets a hand pass to Cronin, right centre wing, and away goes Phil Cronin.
Oh, a beautiful pass to Monteith, who has to steady up play. There are no runners. Where's Joe McKay? He'll send it up high for Joe. He's opposed to Betts, but in comes Moss. Pushes it over to Betts. Betts was behind the mark, but umpire Ron Powell says go back. And the captain coach. Will he make history and become the only playing coach at present in Western Australia to take a premiership? Out to Morton. Morton versus the big fellow in Campbell. Goes down the wing. Oh, good pass to Cantor. He's easy to pick today with his golden boots. Ruck over Cantor, quickly gets on the leaders. On to Ralph in front. Not paid. Kelly on his hammer. This is Watson, the Denmark boy. Goal's wide open for Watson. Watson has scored. Good
passage of play there by the Tigers. Bringing the ball in there from Panther. Ralph wasn't paid the mark. Battle still going on and well picked up there by Watson under the incorrect foot to put that one through. So that's a very handy goal to the Tigers. They move to 2-1. No breeze advantage at the moment. South Fremantle 2 points. Just on the 18-minute mark in the first quarter.
Michael versus Moss. Moss doing a lot of work in this first quarter. Philip Cracker caught. That's Blackwell fighting for the ball with his opponent. And Stephen Michael. And another bounce down. Well, Ross Capes and Ron Powell have to have their wits about them at the moment. Harry Beecroft off injured too for Claremont at the moment. Solly waiting down. Spillage favours Jim Cracker, gets it over to Blackwell, and there's the wide lead. Oh, this time to Ralph, who again can't hang on to it. Shark by Velasquez, he likes these angles. Stephen Velasquez, 77 goals so far, 78 for the season to Zorba.
Well, there's Barry Beecroft coming off the ground there, and there's Stephen Malaxis who kicked the goal. Another drop mark there by Ralph. They're pretty hard to play down there. Got his fingers to the ball, couldn't hold it. And there's Malaxis, ever alert in that forward pocket, onto that right foot. 3 goals, 1 to Claremont 19, 2 points to the Southerners.
Well, Beecroft off, but that brings Moss onto the ball. The first time for about 8 weeks of league football in Western Australia. It may be a blessing in disguise. That's young Wayne Henwood rucking against Moss, and Henwood gets the free.
Tell you what, the umpires are right on the spot, Arthur, in this first quarter.
Well, they have to be today, but there's a very fit Moss. He won all the sprints at training this week. So he's certainly expected to play a mighty game today. Moss is in defence. He can't handle it. Oh, Randall's got the sit and the screw and the goal to Randall.
Well, that's a good goal from the boot of Randall. He's ever alert in the forward line, this fellow. There's the kick from Wayne Hedwin. It's a good one, right up to the full forward line. Knocked out there, and Randall coming in, read it beautifully off the pack to put it through for the Southerners' first goal. And they move to 1-2. Claremont 3-1.
Well, there's no doubt about Neil Randall, a member of the 1973 winning premiership side for Subiaco, a team he played 152 games with. He's played 32 for South and picked up a bundle of goals.
Hayden Harper back on the ball now for the Claremont side, but Rioli gets another kick towards half forward. Basil Campbell with him as Morton, having a great duel, these two. Aitken can't pick it up, it's on the half forward line. Monteith has a long kick towards full forward. Moss in front. There's a mark being played. Play on was a good call. It goes to Carter. Carter has a shot. And offline. That was a good duel there between Moss and Michael, and fair enough there what the umpire awarded.
Yes, well, Malcolm Brown obviously thinks that Michael should have marked that or should have been paid the mark. Looked pretty close from here, but that's the way the breaks go in football. 3-1 playing 1-3. You can't have it any closer in scoring opportunities as Betts goes straight down the centre again. Looks for Harper, who thumps it neatly behind his head. Shaw can't handle it. Farmer can. Farmer's playing a great game. Shaw interfered with by Cornell on left centre wing. He's away. The lead goes out to Malaxkas, who got the last goal. Plenty of time to sidestep Barrett. Feeds it down to the running Blackwell. The centre man has time to look and shoot. Don't tell me he's put it through. Another goal to Claremont.
And a brilliant passage of play once more by the Tigers. Wayne Blackwell, their vice captain, as Gary Shaw gets it. Boots a long one towards that flank, and there he is again, Malaxis, getting away from his opponent. Gives it over to the running Blackwell. He's a centre man, he's having the shot for goal, and he certainly did it well. And the vice captain, the youngest vice captain in the league, puts it right through the centre. And a very pleased player he'd be at this stage. Well, 4-1, Claremont 25, South 139, and the pressure on in this first quarter.
Yes, Malcolm Brown and South Fremantle have just wondering what's hit them, because the sheer pace of Claremont at the moment, they're getting on with it, not wasting a second from any free, and getting plenty of goals by being a fast-moving machine. It's Harper on the ball, opposed to Hen with the 220s. The swinging Harper gets the tap. Rioli can't handle it. Tracker out generals him. In comes Jamison. He went on when Beecroft went off. Henwood, now he's got pace to burn. Hurried kick to centre half forward. Smith's valiant effort picked up by Randall. Out to Monteith. Half forward flank at the moment for South. No backups. Now Hardy gives them one. Brad Hardy screw kick high. McKay is there against Moss. So is Michael. Michael recovering through Campbell. He can't shovel it on. Watson under the pack too for Claremont. And Ron Powell bounced down, only one kick for goal for South.
Yes, right on the spot, Ron Powell, and Moss has stationed himself on Michael when Michael's resting off the ball. Bounce down on the half-forward flank for South. On a big knock from Harper. Rioli's in front. Still with the ball, tackled by both the crackers. Boots it up towards half-forward, Michael in front, can't get it. Out it goes to Morton. Half-forward flank to Watson, he's in trouble, gets out of it to Blackwell, and away go the Tigers.
Right across the ground, Cantor's there, Spillage favours Barrett. Oh, that's the way to play back pocket, get your body behind it. But Michael Page, 6 games of league football, first grand final, takes the free. There's the tussle. Rioli cuts it over, but it's been intercepted by Smith. Out general by Randall. The bounce favouring Claremont as Jimmy Cracker recovers nicely. Back it goes to Malaxis on the half-back flank. He's being shadowed by Barrett. Spillage comes out to Shaw. Back it goes to Malaxis. Now he's only 60 metres out. Distance is beyond him. Kelly in front of the pack. Ralph bounces the recovery. Ralph, leading goal kicker, has kicked a point on this occasion.
Yes, Warren Ralph, he's certainly being tagged down there by his marksman and having a hard job getting away. Had a couple of fumbles. It was a pretty good shot for the minor score. The kick quickly goes out to the pocket. They're wasting no time, the Southerners, as the ball comes up towards a half-forward line.
It's very hard to penetrate that defence of South at the moment. Vagona struggling up there. Picked up by the speech to Paniza. He kicked the first goal of the match. Now his score is 1-1. So as we approach the time on period, 24 minutes gone in the first quarter, and South Fremantle have kicked 1 goal 3, Claremont 4-3.
There's a kick in from Kelly out towards the grandstand flank, looking for Henwood, and Henwood doesn't let him down. Wayne Hedwood in front, takes the mark. Got no leads at the moment. Carter's making one now, and Noel Carter takes the mark. Quickly plays on. Monteith comes right down to the centre wing to pick this one up. Gives it to Brad Hardy. Hardy using pace, gets it to half-forward, looking for Michael. And Stephen Michael paid the mark or the kick. Stephen Michael in front of Moss this time. He's about 45 metres out and well within kicking range. The dual Sandover medalist. Having his first deliberate shot for goal, it won't make the distance. Over the back is Moss, reads it beautifully, and Graham Moss gets the Tigers out of trouble.
He's everywhere at the moment. Panetta shepherds it nicely and tells Wayne Blackwell that you can have it. He's on the half-back flank. And there's still plenty of tension in the game. Delmenico under the ball of Michael Page it is. Cornell chips in again, can't handle it. And then there's Watson being bundled out of the way by Cronin. Players playing very close today. 4-3 playing 1-3. Malcolm Brown. He's on move number 26 at the moment because things aren't going South's way. Page out-knocked again by Harper. Cronin leaves it behind. Rioli doesn't. Straight to Harper, and now the leads are on. Shaw, he's got pace to burn, has one look at goal, shoots for goal, and that's a point. Oh no, yes it is, that's a point for Shaw.
That was a great passage of play by Harper to thump that one on, and Gary Shaw Everard on the wing. Claremont are winning across the centre line at the moment, and that's why they're keeping the ball into attack as Tony Kelly comes out towards that scoreboard flank. And the mark has been paid to Michael Page.
Terrain Major into the centre of the ground. Aitken backs his judgment, but then Crackett chips in. There are runners everywhere. This is Harper. Claremont at the moment are all in possession of the ball. Jim Cracker centre half forward. Well, the seconds ticking by. The siren to go in about a minute. And Jim Cracker is 65 metres out from goal. Spiral front kicks falling short. That's touched. And with Claremont doing all the attacking, another minor being registered to their total.
Yes, a little bit of breeze blowing towards that Perth end of the ground, but certainly not a 3-goal one, and Claremont lead 4-5 to 1-3 at the moment. Goes towards the flank, and it's a good mark out there to Michael Page. He's a reserve that came on the ground. Running Carter, the skipper's on centre wing. Gets a long kick towards the forward line, looking for Monteith, but the big thump on Aitken has put it out of play.
Out of play on the half-forward flank, which is on the scoreboard, or Stirling Highway's side of Subiaco Oval. Helmeted Basil Campbell is down there waiting for the crumbs. They need his bulk in all the scrimmages at the moment. 25 is Moss on your left for Claremont. 25 is Stephen Michael, the two champions. Carter and Cantor again contesting the ball. Another throw in exactly the same spot. So it's worth watching these two brilliant stars of Australian football. Moss coming in from the left, Stephen Michael from the right. Moss gets the tap. Shark by Vagona. And again tight to the boundary. About a 5-metre gain. Still 2 kicks from scoring for South. The siren may go before they can do it.
Yes, there's not much in it at the moment, and Moss and Michael once more in a duel. Moss chasing himself on Michael when he goes off the ball. The line ball, all players swamped over there, picked up by Rioli, puts it in towards full forward. McKay's outnumbered 2-1 there, and the ball's gone out of play. It's about 5 metres around from the South goal. Can they kick a goal before the quarter-time siren? There's the South bench with Malcolm Brown coming down ready to go out on the field. Moss once more. Hardy comes in to take this one. He's in the pocket. Can he get clear? Play on, says the umpire. Oh, in goes Campbell. Over the top goes Basil Campbell. And Moss felt him go past at the 28.5-minute mark of that first quarter.
Well, Moss is up there to do the ruck work against Stephen Michael. Michael gets in front, half of the flyer. Trapped by Watson. He's roving well. Jim Cracker, quick boot. Out to where Wayne Henwood has the set and the mark. And South Fremantle still 2 kicks from goal. Well, it's a race between the clocks. South need a score. It would lift their morale as a wobbly kick goes towards Monteith. Magnificent mark. Touched by Aitken. Ron Powell tipped it. Monteith doesn't like it, but it's centre half forward, bounce down.
Well, that's correct, I think, because the Claremont player was held before the ball came, so that was justice. Michael's in there, gets the thump. Jimmy Cracker, quickly gets his boot to the ball. Out it goes to the flank. Lindsay Cantor played a good first quarter. Brackett comes to Henwood. Vasoli gets a kick toward foot. Betts in front. Pulled off the kick and must take it or push, says umpire Powell. And Gerald Betts, who's playing on McKay, will take the kick in the right full-back position.
Well, the game opened at a tremendous pace, and with only seconds to end the first quarter, it looks as though that it's South Fremantle who are starting to tire. Claremont in front of their men, and Murray Ward must feel pretty pleased because he's the athletics coach as well as the assistant coach. Harper under the pack, thumps it down for Cracker. Harper and Cracker are combining magnificently. Brushes off the tackle, no trouble at all. But there's Barrett at the other end of the ground. And that number 7 for South has put in a beauty.
Yes, we're over the 30-minute mark now. A very long first quarter because we had 3 or 4 fights early in the piece, which have made it all the more long. Baden Harper on the ball, and so is Henwood. Henwood gets the thump, but it's gone out of play again. 4-5 Claremont, 1-3 South, and possibly Claremont with the advantage of a light breeze in this quarter. Domenico coming in to take the thump. With him is Harper. Harper gets high in the air. Over again, trying to clear it. Still on the half-forward line. Players throwing themselves in there. Nobody can get their foot to the ball. Out it comes to Cantor, but the kick goes the way of South before it got to Cantor.
Yes, the angles are shown. Cronin said, well, it's about time. Doesn't even get the 15-metre penalty, so goes down the centre of the ground now. High kick. Basil Campbell is the target. Oh, Morton the flyer takes a spectacular mark. All the country boys for Claremont are firing today. For those who said they might not be able to take the pressure, they're wrong. There's another. Jim Cracker under the hammer. Cornell, clever. Gets it out to Rioli. Now South Fremantle need a bit of luck. Out of the corner of his eye, Aitken chips in front of Monteith. And the 50-year medical student holds up play. Centre half-back.
Yes, good play by Michael Aitken. Just had to get out of the way of umpire Powell there too. Boots it down towards half-forward. Jamison! Peter Jamison, what a handy player this fellow is to come on as an interchange player. Proved himself over the last 2 or 3 games. Kicks a long one. There's the siren. Siren for quarter time here in the grand final. Claremont 4-5-29 in a very fiery first quarter. South Fremantle 1-3-9.
A Brownlow medalist opposed to the dual Sandover medalist, both wearing Guernsey number 25, and Moss came in across the line of Michael to a good effect, but sharp by Rioli onto the side of the 2 left-footers. Long kick to Monteith at centre half forward, and in with away is Joe McKay. Well, Joe McKay, another one of the late inclusions for this grand final. Broke his ribs in the first semi-final. And Joe is now only 25 metres out from goal. The score in the first minute of the second quarter would be pretty handy. There's the left footer stabbing at the ball, but he's missed.
Well, that was a great effort by Rioli and Basoli to get the ball out of the centre. And Joe McKay, a very experienced campaigner too. He hasn't played for a couple of weeks, of course. He started off his career as a full forward, played all over the ground, and that was a great opportunity to put a major on the board, but Joe McKay was just not up to it. Gerald Betts. Looks like he'll come the grandstand flank. There's a long kick towards there, looking for Moss. Moss in front. Takes them up. Right half back. And the captain coach playing that role to perfection at the moment as he brings up towards the centre. In front of Page, and he takes them out.
Yeah, 6'2", Michael Page. Relation of Bob Page, who played admirably for Perth and is the ruck rover for the state. Long kick, Moss again in the way. Moss the rocket Trafalgar in defence. Mountain threads his way out of the pack to kick a point. That takes South Fremantle to 1-5. Claremont 4-5. 3 goals for difference. Can South Fremantle get back?
South peppering the goals at the moment, but they're not steadying before they kick. As Betts once more comes very close to the line looking for Morton. Morton's high in the air. With him is Campbell. Basil Campbell had his first kick for the match. Comes in and Betts throws himself to the ball well in front of his opponent in that right full-back pocket. Joel Betts giving away a few inches in height to Joe McKay. Comes up the grandstand flank looking for Moss. Michael's with him. On the top of the pack, Blackwell taken by Rioli. Michael in there too. The umpire having a close look at it. Play on as a call, and now umpire Powell runs it.
It's a fitting grand final with neither sides giving each other an inch. Just watch the ruck work again of Moss opposed to Michael. Moss again gets the tap, sharp by Page. Blackwell emerges with it. He's on the grandstand wing. That's a wobbly old kick. Sets up Delmenico. Tapped cleverly away by Jamison, who comes back for the second bite. But Barrett has been held by the foot by Alexis, and Rodney Barrett takes the free. Unbeatable so far today. This is kick number 7 for him as he throws it up into the centre of the ground. Monteith can't see it in the sun but gets the thump. Sharp by Cracker. Now where are the leads? Because there's none up front. He throws it out well in front of Shaw, the speedster. Look at him go. Gary Shaw from Queensland. Screws it into centre half forward looking for Farmer. And the ball is set up for Malaxis. Goal number 2 looming up for the Greek. His order is missed.
I think he was in two minds there because Warren Ralph called for the ball. He didn't know whether to have a shot. Murray Ward there has explained that one. I think that Malaxis is a little bit unlucky. Didn't know whether to have a shot for the goals or go to rough. The kick comes out to the half-back line. Michael from the back, but it's Moss. Boots it back, but not a good kick from the captain coach. And the ball's gone out of play. Well, Moss and Michael certainly playing very close together. Moss, of course, got the advantage of being out there on the ground today as captain coach, and the messages have got to come out for the bench for the red and whites. There's a kick in now from Tony Kelly, and it's a long kick towards the lead.
Stephen Michael post to Moss. Michael magnificent. Well, you're going to see sheer class from these two because to beat each other it has to be. Vagona from behind sets up Morris Rioli. Monteith is on the loose at centre half forward. He's got the mark. Half thought about going on with it. Now Bruce Monteith, who captained Richmond to a premiership last year, is 70 metres out from goal. Distance may probably be beyond him. Let's wait on it. There it is, coming from our camera right behind the goal. We're right on line. It's got the distance all right. It's got the score on the board.
Yes, a good goal from the boot of Bruce Monteith there, and there he is going up there, and there was a good play there by Rioli to get that ball out. He's an opportunist, Rioli, in the centre, and he's the one player that could fire the red and whites. He sent them forward on many occasions. And there he is again, picking the ball up in the centre to send it forward. And Bruce Monteith coming in to do the rest. Unattended there, Bruce Monteith. No player was in metres of him.
And back at the centre again, it's Moss opposed to Michael, coming inside to side. Moss in Michael's back, it's let go. And here's the man from the pivot. Oh, he's a dynamo at the moment. Morris Rioli wrong-footed, screws the ball up where it's interfered with by Betts. Back up by Harper, got plenty of time. Mountain reckons he got away with it, appeals to the umpire. Mountain close to the boundary, can shoot for goal and score. It's been pushed over the line. And there was indecision between player and umpire. Look at Paul Mountain. He said, what did you say? Did you say play on or did I get the free? Throw it in the forward pocket, is it, or a free?
It's a free, but the player should never stop until the whistle blows, and I think Paul Mountain should know that there. The ball back in the centre of the ground. Good play by Blackwell. Plenty of players in there. Shaw's in there too. Back comes Blackwell. Rioli's in there too. All players battling. The umpire's letting it go. Jimmy Cracker coming out with the ball, and he does just that. Well done. Gary Shaw, left centre wing. Philip Cracker's there also. Well controlled by Philip Cracker. Goes up to the half-forward line, getting away from his opponent. Oh, the hand pass goes towards Jamison. He's not shepherded. Indecision there by the players. Allowed to go on by the umpire. And now bounced down about 15 metres out from goal.
Well, South Fremantle players had to back their judgment. But the loose lead was on, and it was Kelly who created the spillage. Delmenico gets the tap straight to Warren Ralph. There's a rainmaker. Kelly's there, and Kelly is marked. Well, the height of Kelly in defence has been certainly an acquisition to South as he picks out Vasoli on the half-back flank. South can't get their runners going. Every move is covered, so Vasoli draws a player. That's to Delmenico at centre half-back. He just blazes away, goes to centre half-forward. Monteith can't handle it. Or what Shaw can. Monteith back again. Carter, haven't seen much of him. Vagona, he's running backwards. No leads on. Still no leads in the forward line, so he again picks out Monteith. Well, he kicked the goal from here a minute ago. Again in exactly the same spot, 70 metres out, and directly in front is Bruce Monteith. And he kicked 9 goals in one of the final rounds to equal the record. I wonder if he'll do it today. Bruce Monteith. Low kick. Lacks distance. McKay claims the mark. Play on, says the ump. And another point has been forced through, so South Fremantle go to 2-6. And they're closing the gap on Claremont to a 4-6.
Yes, they are, but they're wasting opportunities in that forward line, and a couple of those points certainly could have been goals. Gerald Betts a little bit undecided where to go. We'll go to the members' flank. Harper in front, Michael from the back. There he is again. Morris Rioli, left half forward flank. Screws it in towards Monteith. He's getting away from Aitken at the moment. And Bruce Monteith only 35 metres out from goal. A pretty good season, this fellow. He's kicked 13 goals, 3 in the finals before today's game, so he knows where the goals are. Bruce Monteith coming in now to have this deliberate shot. Looks pretty good from here. It is. And 4 points to the Bulldogs.
Bruce Monteith certainly knows how to make position and play the centre-half forward position to perfection. There was the bulletin of Rioli that set that one up. Rioli had targeted, and just watch it. There's the Betts kick out. There's Michael again, trusting with Baden Harper. But here's Rioli, has a look, and the screw kick sees the drifting Monteith making position on his own, which he does admirably, and which we've seen him do throughout the season. 2 goals to Monteith, 3-6 playing 4-6, Cape's in possession.
Yes, and just on the 9-minute mark, and there's the South bench again with Malcolm Brown. That's down in the centre. Picked up by Watson. The hand pass has gone astray, but back it goes to Harper. Harper boots it up towards Philip Cracker. Plenty of players this, and well done by Cornell to Vasoli. Paul Vasoli, a high kick towards the flank. Michael underneath it and takes the mark.
He's on the left centre wing. Carter goes by for the pass. Joe McKay is under the pack. Betts from behind. McKay can't bring it down. Mountain overruns it. Good pair of hands by the defence of Morton. Hung on to it right through that scrimmage. But now it's Smith who'll take the free. So this comes across the ground to Morton. To muddle these two up because they went to school together.
Yes, very much alike on the ground, those two players. Morton gets it towards the centre. Panizza hasn't been in it. Play on. Darryl Panizza using pace. Close to the line. It's still play on. Randall can't pick it up. Michael can, but he's well tackled. Back comes Randall. Boots it into no man's land. Carter in front. And gets away from Watson. Well done, Noel Carter. Over the centre line with a long kick towards full forward. Moss in position. The back of the pack at Smith. And it comes to the flank to Betts. And Gerald Betts gets his kick.
Vasoli in front of Blackwell. Spillage favours Carter. Gee, South players running themselves off their legs. In comes Randall. He's a left footer. Sets himself up to be tailor-made. Over to Campbell. Now can Basil do something great? He can kick it long but inaccurate, can Basil Campbell today. That's only the start of things to come because this bloke has the temperament to lift and goals will surely come from his boot before the end of the day.
Well, they certainly should, but that's 3 deliberate shots. Missed by the Southerners, which wouldn't make Coach Malcolm Brown very happy, I shouldn't think. As Betts brings it out again towards the flank. Oh, Harper missed that one. Claremont going to sweep a little bit in this quarter. Here's a chance for Monteith, 30 metres out on the beat. And Monteith has put it through. And that's the 4th goal to the Southerners.
Well, Bruce Monteith is a champion of the spillage. That's his 3rd goal. And just have a look how it came to him. There's the kick out again. There's the mishandling by Harper. Vasoli, a lifted effort by Vasoli, tapped away by Mountain, and you can shut the gate from short balls like that. 3 goals to Monteith, and the game's electric because now South Fremantle are 4-7, Claremont 4-6, 1 point the difference, 12 minutes gone in the second quarter.
Yes, a great second quarter of football and a great fight back. 12:05 there into the second, as umpire Powell bounces down. And Moss had a word with Aitken to stay very close to Monteith. Vasoli gets it out of the centre, and there he is. He's very close at the moment. Monteith's got it. No, he hasn't. It's at half forward. Joe McKay comes out, swings onto that left foot, beats it down towards full forward. This is a good shot. That is. Well done, Joe McKay. And that's the 5th for the Southerners.
And Joe McKay an interstate player of distinction, a man who can play any key position. Full-back, centre-half back, started his game at full forward, and that was Ray Boustis, a former full forward for South. Have a look at the Soli. Monteith spills it out again, but this is the goal to watch. 50 metres out, looks, steadies, and bangs it through. Does Joe McKay to put South Fremantle 7 points in front at the 13-minute mark of the second quarter.
Yes, and why they're in front because they're getting the ball out of the centre. But this one's a good hit towards Jamison, over to Shaw. Away go the Tigers, it's their turn. Towards ball forward, Barrett. Malaxis has got it. Gives it to Phil Cracker, he's in the pocket. Brings it around on his right foot, it's set up for Ralph. He can't get it. Into the pocket it goes. Shot forward there, good play by the Southerners. Paul Mountain, he's got the run. A long kick towards the flank. Underneath it is Morton, takes a good mark.
Noel Morton, 51 games of league football to his credit, throws it up where Delmenico and Aitken tussle. Jamison it is, paid the mark. And so Peter Jamison, who was cleared from East Perth this year, and has proven to be a great interchange player at centre-half forward for Claremont in the final rounds. He gets his kick in, it's a long one, sets up Ralph opposed to Kelly. Why, geez, a big tussle on there. Page can't handle it. Here's Barrett again. Barrett versus Watson is the tussle. Ross Cape says, I'll have it. And only 2 kicks from goal on the half-forward flank. Right in front of the members' stand, there'll be a bounce down.
Yes, and you don't get any second chance here. There's a very excited Barracker there. Comes towards the flank once more. Good kick from Cornell, takes it to the centre. Braden Harper. Rioli, he's in everything in this quarter. Boots it to half-forward. Aitken, and a good tackle, there's Campbell. Monteith again, they've got runners everywhere at the moment. The Soli's in there, so is Gary Shaw, it's on the half-forward line. But they're going to try to break away and finally run foul or bounce.
Well, if any credit's to be given to the lifting of this South Fremantle side, have a look at that. Look at the excitement there. No wonder you're going to have
whose side do you think he's on?
Well, I'll tell you what, no wonder there's so many... what is the Edmonds's and John Edmonds's men around, attendants, who do their job voluntary, I might add, as a game of scrimmage in the centre. Well, I was about to say that if South Fremantle credits for lifting, it's for Soli. He's throwing himself into everything, and he and Morris Rioli are fluctuating from the centre.
Bounce down, Michael's in there with Harper. There he is again, Morris Rioli gets out of it. On the incorrect foot, Joe McKay, coming right out from goal this time. Gets it over to Hardy. Hardy from 50 metres out, puts it into right ball forward. It's a good shot. It's touched on the line. But it comes very close now as Pearce gets it. And he's put it out of play. That was under pressure kick, that one. The boundary umpire coming up now to tell the players where the kick is, and Neil Randall to take it.
And Neil Randall, who is 55 metres out from goal on an acute angle, just inside the half-forward line. He's kicked 1 goal already. For a little fellow who can kick over long distances, but he usually likes to be on the run. Distance may be beyond him. Not a bad-looking spiral punt kick. He's got the accuracy in the goal square. Big thump by Betts. And 1 point being registered for the attacking Bulldog side.
Yes, Claremont haven't registered a goal yet in this quarter. In fact, they've only scored 1 point. As Betts goes towards the outer flank. Looking for Moss. Over the head of the flank, Shaw. He's played well on his wing. Hardy's right on his hammer. In comes Rioli. And comes out with it. He's played magnificently, this fellow. Boots it to half forward. Plenty of South players down there. As the ball comes in towards full forward. I think it's offline, it is. And through for the Lions.
There's Wayne Henwood over there. He's getting a cheer up from Tommy Grilisic, 258 game player. A runner who knows what grand finals are all about for South. He's been in a bundle of them. There's the Betts kick out, a long one to centre half back, looking for Moss in front. Moss in front of Henwood as marked. Have a good look at that number 20 though, Wayne Henwood. He's got plenty of speed, he's got courage, and he's a football future champion for South. As the ball comes up the scoreboard flank. Delmenico mishandles it. That's dangerous because there's Jim Cracker. Breaking across the centre is Jim Cracker looking for the lead from Ralph, who gives it to Harper. Harper dispossessed by Stephen Michael. Back to Delmenico's good football South. Down it comes to the outer side. Rioli under the hammer. Oh, Morris Rioli, you're a star today. Over to Vagona. Back up by Hardy. He loves shooting on the run, does Hardy. when he can get his kick in. Out comes Carter to back up at centre-half forward, and he's scrubbed over the net. Carter takes the free. Listen to the crowd on that effort. Aiken the tackler, and that's the way to get out of a tackle. Noel Carter likes to duck, and now he's got the free. 25 metres out from goal, and South Fremantle supporters can shut the gate on this one. 5 goals, 9 to South. Now they're 6-9.
Yes, and Claremont having a bit of trouble in this quarter. That was a good effort by Southerners. Rioli was the one that started the game. And he's been in everything in this quarter, Morris Rioli. Bergona coming into the play too. And Rioli having a great tussle in the centre there on top of Blackwell at the moment. In fact, Claremont can't get the ball over that half-forward line at the moment, and the runners for Claremont seem to have broken down at the moment. And there's Noel Carter having a well-earned drink. Backward umpire Powell. Moss waiting for the bounce down with him as Michael Moss gets it out, but his runners can't pick it up at the moment. Sent to the ground, it's Mountain.
Long kick to centre-half forward. Bergona's under it, and Michael Aitken is marked. He's turned out to be a star centre-half forward in the finals. Very safe player. Looks for Moss, sets it up for Moss, punched away by Stephen Michael. They're playing each other like glue. Gary Shaw. Shaw pair of hands. Clear thinker in a crisis. Threads the ball out there for Cantor, who's been quiet. Long kick up to Jamison. Delmenico in front. Play on, says Powell. That's what Malaxis does. Ralph has got the break for the first time. The champion full forward in West Australian football, Warren Ralph, has marked only 25 metres out from goal. He's kicked 124 goals, 71 for the season. He's missed a lot of easy ones, and it's a chance to see this lad under pressure. Warren Ralph, lining up the big ones, has brought himself just 1 goal closer to George Maloney's 1940 record.
There's a badly needed goal of the Tigers there from the boot of Warren Ralph. And have a look at this mark. It could have been paid. Delmenico in front. Just dropped it there at the last moment. Malaxis, the opportunist there, puts it in front of Ralph, and Warren Ralph makes no mistake. That's his first goal. Should give him a lot of confidence.
Well, he's kicked 125 goals now and chasing George Maloney's score of 129 in 1940. George Maloney starting Victorian football as well as West Australian. Rioli again. Up towards Monteith, the star of the quarter. Tom Pearce recovering best for Claremont. Over to Morton. The bustling Carter is there. Now it's on again. Pearce opposed to Mackay. Well done, Tommy Pearce. Threads it out for Shaw. Oh, look out. Here's Basil Campbell. And the ball's gone over the line on the half-forward flank. Free kick, though, to Cantor. Kane's got everything today, Bob.
It certainly has, and Basil Campbell throwing his weight around that forward line to try and stir the South crowd on. Back it comes to Basoli, centre of the ground. The Mountain has a long kick towards full forward, a one-out duel down there, and it's forced through for the minor score. Well, South have been in attack constantly in this quarter. They go to 6-10, Claremont to 5-6. Here's Paul Mountain, who's been in the thick of things in this quarter. There's Gerald Betts. Will kick once more into play.
Going out the defensive flank, looks for Moss. Michael from behind is marked. And Stephen Michael is starting to get the better of a tiring Graham Moss.
I think they're missing Beecroft out there at the moment.
Oh, good comment. Beecroft went off in the first 10 minutes of the game. The reshuffle put Moss on the ball, and he's running out of gas. Stephen Michael won't. What an athlete. What a kick. Just fails to make the distance. And South Fremantle peppering the goals. Have now amassed a score of 6 goals 11, leading Claremont 5-6.
Well, Moss has done all the ruck work, and there's Malcolm Brown once more. Hasn't got much to smile about at the moment, but at least he's in front. And there's the other captain coach there in Graham Moss. Out towards the half-forward flank. Raw chance for South once more. Bergona to Rioli, the danger man. He's only 30 metres out, threads his way through, puts it onto that left foot, and puts it through for the minor score. And what a damaging player this fellow is.
Well, Rioli, the great champion, but how good would he have been if he can kick on his right foot as well? Probably that's what Malcolm Brown's talking about right now. But whatever the tactic Brown has used to spur his side, it's done it well. 6-12 playing 5-6. Betts again kicking out.
Let's goes towards the outer flank. Brad Hardy underneath. They're making mistakes under pressure at the moment, Claremont. 22 and a half minutes into this second quarter. As Brad Hardy kicks a long one back towards full forward. Plenty of flyers. In comes Basil Campbell. Can he get his foot to the ball? I think he's held. And the crowd love it. Well, some of them love it. Some of them hate him. But the kick's gone against him and must go to Claremont.
He's got plenty of courage and he loves his football as Basil Campbell. Morton's kick's a good one. Interference again to South Fremantle's frontline player, and it's Stephen Michael. Well, Stephen Michael plays the ball. He's a leaper and he's in front of the packs, and back goes the ball. Gives Joe McKay a second bite. Betts from behind goes for the thump. Aitken threads it out nicely for Smith. Now Ray Smith can run the length of the field if he wants to. He can do a replica of the Manasseh run. So that he chips in beautiful pass to Watson, and I repeat, the country boys are doing well.
They certainly are. Some of these fellows haven't been in it, but a little bit of confidence coming back from the Claremont side now up towards half forward. Malaxis spins out of trouble beautifully. Shocking kick. Rioli's underneath it and takes it at half back. He's all over the place, this fellow. The back up from Tony Kelly, and he's run right from full back down to half back to give it a Carter. Good play, South.
Yes, Pagona's on the break, but he's going goalwards. Goes for Wayne Henwood or Monteith. Harper backs his judgment magnificently. Back to Stephen Michael. Now where's Carter? He's pretty close to goal. No backups. Taken from him magnificently by Aitken. Now the race is on. Hardy opposed to Shaw. Hardy burns him off. Hardy for Otto. And then in the forward pocket, a throw-in. Malcolm Brown, you never know whether that grimace is a smile of happiness or wondering what to do.
No smiles of happiness till the final siren goes here today. Kick goes towards the flank. Michael's into the game. Back it comes towards full forward. Chance for Monteith. Screws it in towards full forward. They're missing a lot of shots south. That's 13 points on the board. 6-13. That's not good kicking. 19 shots. And Claremont 5-6, 36.
And 24 minutes have gone in the second quarter, and only 3 minutes of it have belonged to the Claremont forward area. It's all south. Panizza, half-back flank, shovels it on for Aitken. He's done his job well. Morton close to the boundary, that was out. And so too, says Donny Aslett. Left centre wing, Carter and Michael rucking. Michael uses his body and gets the free. Oh, it should have been interference.
Well, the umpire wasn't watching.
Rioli. Basil Campbell. He's got a good boot. Load him out, and Basoli waiting for it in the centre. Looks for Carter. It's been chopped off again by Tom Pearce.
Here's Tom Pearce taking a good mark in defence there to stop that attack. Claremont can't get it over this half-forward line at the moment. Moss has got to do all the ruck work, and I feel he's going to tire because Harper's off the ball and Beecroft's off the ground. It's into the time-on period in the second quarter. 25-59 there, just on the 26-minute mark, so not much time to go, as there hasn't been many scores. Cronin come right down to take this one. Boots it to half-forward. Basil Campbell a chance. He's at half-forward. A good hand pass. Goes to McKay. He can't pick it up. And that's fitness for you. Joe McKay couldn't get to it, and it's gone out to Gary Shaw.
He's on the half-back line, and there's a lead for Philip Cracker. Now, Cracker's been very quiet. To touch the ball may lift him. He's in front of the scoreboard. Look at the pace of Shaw. He's run 90 metres. Threads it back to Philip Cracker. Is excellent football. Blackwell goes into Shepherd, and Cracker can't handle it. Basoli emerges. Now it's South's turn on the rebound. And it's Mountain running goalward. 60 metres out is Paul Mountain. Henwood in the goal square. Can't handle it. Another point for South. Too many points going on the board for direct opportunities.
The crowd are booing. That could have been possibly a kick to Philip Cracker, but he ran too far. Not much shepherding there by the Claremont side, and he could have run right in. Murray Ward not too pleased with that one from the Claremont bench. Michael once again gets the thump. Comes back from Smith to Randall. Back it goes to centre half forward. Pagano. Basoli comes in. He's on his correct foot. Basoli steadies up. Has a shot and another minor score. 15 points to the Southerners. They could kick themselves out of the grand final.
And South Fremantle got that many runners and backing up so quickly that indecisions coming into their forward line. Too many people with opportunities to kick goals. There's a good kick. Blackwell centre half back is marked. Lifted down from his centre. And now it's a stopping Claremont side. One didn't think this would happen. Comes out to the members' wing. Jamison in front of the pack, taps it down for Jim Cracker. Over to Peniza. Now he's got pace to burn. There's the lead on to Malaxkas. Can't handle or can he? Threads it out to Farmer. Hasn't had many kicks in this quarter. Cronin the thump. Brioli the scrounger. Clever. Back to Cronin. Long pass to Delmenico. Leads galore for South. That was a good tackle by Cracker. Brad Hardy can't handle it. Out-pointed by Shaw's brilliant. Blackwell. Look out, here comes Carter. Back to Philip Cracker. Tackled by Delmenico, who's holding the ball. Too high though, says Capes.
Philip Cracker just back to the centre half forward spot, and as Arthur mentioned a while ago, hasn't been in the play a great deal. A long kick. Looking for Ralph. And a great mark to Jamison. Jamison there threw himself in the air. He's only 15 metres out directly in front, and this will be a valuable goal if he can kick it. He's only kicked one for the quarter, the Tigers. Murray Ward having a look at Jamison, have the shot. I think he's missed. He has. Through for the minor score.
Yes, and the viewers had a chance to see from the new camera just how he missed, because the ball screwed off his boot. Brown side breathes a sigh of relief, and now it's Kelly's turn to bring the ball back into play. Well, any goals in time on are pretty handy. Kelly's kick going out towards Stephen Michael, thumped away by Moss again. Cracker can't handle it. Blackwell can. He got a goal early. Chips it up high and splits the middle.
That's certainly a valuable goal. And the value of the backup there from Vice Captain Wayne Blackwell. There's the Kelly kick. Up towards that half-back flank. And there's the two ruckmen going up there together all the time. The backup coming now from Blackwell, who took it beautifully, steadied before he kicked, and put it through for a very valuable goal. 6-7 the Tigers, 6-15 South.
Yes, that's only 8 points the difference, and it's amazing with so much attacking by South, not enough goals, and Claremont are back in it, and Moss is attacking to Blackwell. Good combination play. Malaxkas has got to sit on Cronin, who thumps it. Malaxkas comes back well. Over to Philip Cracker. Look out, Henwood's on your hammer. And that's interference. Well, that's a ticky-ticky touchwood one, and Phil Cracker takes the free. The leader's on to Ralph. He's got the sit too. And he bluffed Michael Page, did Warren Ralph.
Yes, I think he could have called Let It Come, and Michael Page, of course, the first-year player, did just that.
He's kicked one already, the champion full forward. 30 metres out from goal, only a slight angle. And a fellow who's kicked as many goals, 125, should not miss from here. Will the tension tell? Time on in the second quarter. 8 points the difference. Now it's two.
Yeah, second goal to Warren Ralph, and that's the value of kicking straight. South have been peppering the goals without major results. Claremont have taken up their 2 goals in 2 minutes and brought them right back into the game, and there's the Philip Cracker kick. And a good lead from Warren Ralph here. Led beautifully into the pocket, just behind that player there in Page, and took it beautifully. 7-7 to 6-15, 49 to 51.
2 points the difference, maybe only 2 minutes left in the quarter. Carter, the captain's going to do it on his own. McKay is in the goal square. Carter's long kick, won't need McKay. Shepherd by McKay is a goal. Captain's innings, great goal to Carter. South Fremantle have come right back.
Yes, a solo effort from Carter. Took it all on his own there. That's his second goal. And he certainly did it well. So no one to lead to. Good shepherding by Joe McKay right in that goal square to let it go through. And South have got a breather.
It's certainly been a good move by Malcolm Brown to bring Joe McKay up front in the goal square. Ron Powell. And now it's Michael versus Moss again. Michael the tap to Carter. Trapped by Peniza. Again the smother by Rioli. Picked up by Watson. It's a high kick looking for Brett Farmer, who's got to sit on the pack. Or pushed away by Cornell. Could easily have been a free, but the whistle has gone. The siren has gone to end the first half here at Subiaco Oval in the 1981 Grand Final, and the scores are South Fremantle 7-15-57. They're leading Claremont 7-7-49.
Well, South Fremantle set the game in motion. Claremont kicking to the left towards the Perth end of the ground, the advantage of a light breeze. And Harper's on the ball, puts it to Philip Cracker, who's come on the ball also down towards brother Jim. He's at half forward. Claremont going to attack early. Cronin close to the line, and that's out of play. A 6-goal, 12 quarter by South Fremantle in that second quarter. So 3 goals, 2 by Claremont. And can Claremont come back? Delmenico close to the line, taken by Watson, but it's out of bounds, by John Devine says, and he'll throw it in.
Well, this is boundary umpires officiated in 8 grand finals. He's been around a long time, throws it up where Michael in front gets the tap, and now John Devine will have another throw. There's no doubt about that second quarter of South. They monopolised the scoring zone but couldn't kick goals, although Monteith was brilliant. He picked up 3. Michael again gets the tap. Hardy's bounced it nicely. The runner is Carter. Captain Carter has plenty of time to look for Henwood. Outweight's on in place of Basil Campbell, incidentally, and there'll be a throw-in on the half-forward line. Only 2 kicks from the scoring zone for South.
Well, Moss taking this throw-in. A lot of ruck work in the second quarter. Behind him is Henwood, and Henwood goes for the thump. Gets it to Outhwaite, but again have been pretty quiet, this fellow. Into the pocket, a throw-in to take place. Very tight first half of football. No players breaking into the open, with possibly the exception of Morris Rioli, who's played a brilliant game in the second. Vasoli coming into the running game in the second quarter. Moss goes down to Mountain. Henwood trying to break away. And once more it's bottled up in that pocket, and another throw-in to take place.
So Malcolm Brown has pulled another trick. Mountain in O'Brien's Guernsey 38. Now Outhwaite playing on the half-forward flank. There he is, interchange player. First kick for the match so far. McKay plays to Betts. Betts gets the thump. Monteith with number 4, Mayboot. Shrugs the tackle, has a look. Bruce Monteith shoots for goal and has brought up yet another minor score for South Fremantle.
Well, Bruce Monteith has kicked 3 goals, a very dangerous player in that forward area. And Michael Aitken will certainly have to stay close to him. There's the kick in, it's a long one by Tom Pearce, who dropped there by Harper. Not having a good day at the moment, Baden Harper. And umpire Ross Capes will bounce it down on the half-forward flank for the Southerners.
And Baden Harper will have a chance to recover. He's a fine leaping ruckman. That's how he goes against Stephen Michael, who gets the run of the ball over to Begg. There's another fresh player on. Mountain can't contest the mark with Tom Pearce. And Pearce puts the ball back onto the scoreboard flank. More in the centre. Delmenico, the flyer, can't handle it. That was good play by Cantor. He sets up the speeds to Panizza. Now, he got a goal in the first second of the game, did Panizza. Over to Cantor, the Golden Boot boy. How good are those boots? Only good for a point. So it looks as though points have been catching today.
Well, Basil Campbell had a very ferocious first half. He doesn't look too ferocious there. And then he's sitting with Neil Randall on the bench. So 2 changes by Brown. His play goes on in the pocket. Broward getting it up towards the flank. And a good mark taken out there by Page. Young player, only played 6 games. Coming on to play in his first grand final. What a thrill for him. Puts it to centre towards Michael. Over the head of the pack. Chance for the Tigers. Centre of the ground. Nobody wants it at the moment. Oh! Moss and Phil Cracker got tangled up together. Allows Outhwaite in. That's a bad mistake. To Monteith. Has a shot for goal. It could create a goal for South. It does. Well, there it is. A mistake by 2 Claremont players. And Monteith puts it through.
Well, Monteith is certainly living up to his reputation of being a big game player. That's goal number 4. And he picked up 9 goals in the final rounds, equalising Conregan, Naylor, Melrose, Gorman and Arnold for that effort. But look at the way of this bloke. Simon Outhwaite throws his body in, and you never give Bruce Monteith a look for goals from only 30 metres out. 4 goals for Monteith. South Fremantle 8-16, and they're leading Claremont, who are now 7-8.
Yes, and Claremont certainly have to make up for that one as Baden Harper. Michael taking it on his own. Gets it to the brilliant Rioli, who's wrong-footed, into the arms of Ray Smith. Ray Smith, the young player from Cookeran in his first year of league football. To Watson. Mark Watson hasn't had a great deal to do, and Claremont wants some of these runners to come into the game. A long kick to half-forward looking for Jamison. Into the pack. Umpire Capes will bounce down.
He was a good example of the defence of South Fremantle. Domenico flew, and coming in from behind the pack was Cronin. He sat on the ball. Capes will bounce down at centre-half forward, favouring the Tigers. The leaping Baden Harper gets the tap. Jimmy Cracker can't get it. Malaxis can. He's got one already. Have a look at that. Straight through the middle. And Steve Malaxis has 2 on the board.
And Stephen Malaxis looks as though he got a little bit of a limp there. Umpire Capes bouncing it down and harping it out. Jimmy Cracker's the one that forces it out of the pack to Malaxis. And he makes no mistake, this fellow. Puts it right through the middle. That's a valuable goal to the Tigers. They're kicking with the breeze towards the Perth end of the ground on this quarter. They trail 8-8 to 8-16. 8 points in front to the Bulldogs.
And Stephen Michael's still on the ball. He's rucked tirelessly today. I notice that Bruce Monteith has been pushed into the centre, so he must be ruck roving. All the Brown moves that succeeded in the second semi-final, preliminary final, are paying off. Monteith's long kick to Joe McKay. He spills it down, and here's Outhwaite, normally a half-back flanker. Kicks as though he should be too. But he kicked 3 goals in the preliminary final, did Simon Outhwaite. And the former Hale-Ilian, who originally came from Contaning, could be the winning move in the half-forward line.
Michael Aitken, going to be allowed to mark? No, throw-in, says the umpire. Well, Michael Aitken had it, but he wasn't paid. Moss and Henwood. Youth versus experience. Moss from the front. To Gary Shaw, played a brilliant first half. Blackwell pulled off the kick, play on. Baden Harper trying to use the body, not having a great deal of success, and holding the ball, says umpire Capes. And Baden Harper will take it on the left centre wing.
A bewildered Stephen Michael. Long kick. Domenico's down there against Jamison. Picked up by Cracker. Now here's the danger man. Cracker's 60 metres out. Certainly got the goal sense in the square. And a fantastic mark by Velasquez. Plays on, kicks the goal, and that's number 3 to Zorba. Oh, what a goal. And now, Bob, it's only 2 points of difference.
Well, Malaxis there, very pleased. Malaxis having a little bit of trouble with his leg there, Bob. But look at this, Baden Harper takes the free kick, which he was pleased to get. Jamison comes and look at this kick from Jimmy Cracker. 50 to 60 metres, sailing down, look at the mark. Beautiful mark to Malaxis, unsure what to do. Finally gets his foot to the ball and puts it through for a valuable goal to the Tigers. 62 to 64, South in front, a typical grand final.
Baden Harper, the leaping Baden Harper again is out knocked by Michael. Second bite of the cherry picked up by Aitken. There's the long kick into the forward line. Malaxis is the focal point. He's in front. Punched away, but in comes Jamison. Overruns it. Cracker can't pick it up. Basoli can. It's straight in the arms of waiting Shorty Daniels. Well, there's another change. Murray Ward, assistant coach, has sent Shorty Daniels on as interchange. He's been on for only 3 minutes and now hits his first kick in a grand final. 22 years of age. Leans back on the kick and puts it through.
Well, that's a very good kick from Alan Daniels, because coming from the interchange bench, you've got to be good. And a nervous kick, I would say. A very valuable goal there, the Tigers. Now they've hit the front. There it is in replay. Dumped over the back of the pack. Jimmy Cracker coming in again. Basoli trying to get it away. He was tackled. And Alan Daniels in the right spot at the right time to put it through for a valuable goal.
And Stephen Michael's still in the ruck. Will he run out of gas? Carter can't pick it up. The run with the ball favouring Claremont. Malaxis to Blackwell, a Cracker. He's tailor-made on his left foot if he can handle it. Breaks clear, lines them up, and has missed on this occasion. Did you notice the way the South Fremantle defence came in and blanketed his left side, pushing him offline?
Yes, good defensive play by South. He was wrong-footed. Couldn't get onto that. There's 9:08. Into the third, 10-9 Claremont. 8-16 South, 69 to 64, 5 points in front of the Tigers. And what a grand final finish this was going to be. Out towards the half-forward flank. Michael thumps it away. Gary Shaw played a good game on the wing. Taking it down further. Chance for Ralph. Back to Gary Shaw. Gets his foot to the ball. Will Malaxis get this one? Page coming in, trying to get it away. It's in the back pocket. Barrett boots it out to the flank. And a chance for Harper.
Over to Philip Cracker. The leader's on to Malaxis again. Chopped off well by Cornell. Oh, it's a game for courage. Look at the way the other half-back flanker Begg comes through. Finds Hardy unattended, and now the linkmen for Southgate going up the scoreboard flank. Monteith from behind. Smith in front has paid the mark. Play on, says the ump. That's exactly what Aitken does to Blackwell. Philip Cracker under the hammer. Aitken running by. That was too slow, Philip. Now it's a chain reaction again. Monteith with a sit. Over it goes to Outhwaite. Tight defence by Claremont. Smith's in there. So too again is Mountain. And the Rock of Gibraltar is marked. How many times in defence does Graham Moss hold up the attacks?
Yes, well, he's captain coach out there, so he's put himself in defence. Panizza's battling. He's battling with 3 players. Goes to Bagona. He's at centre-half forward. Gets onto that left foot. A long kick towards full forward. There he is again. Graham Moss. Ooh, and the 15-metre penalty. No. Joe Mackay looks as though he could have infringed. And the skipper now settling the Tigers down as he goes towards the outer flank.
Baden Harbour the flyer. Benny Bagona the scrounger. Big goal hungry is Benny. Looks for his captain though, and Carter's marked. Well, this could be a consolidating goal for South Fremantle. They're 5 points behind, and who better to have a pressure kick from goal only 40 metres out than the skipper Noel Carter. He's got 2 already, and what an acquisition he's been since coming over from Richmond. Malcolm Brown obviously hoping he'll sink it. Carter shoots for goal, shut the gate.
There's a good goal there from the skipper. Played a very serviceable game. Got his side going there at the right time in that second quarter, and a very valuable player to have around that forward line. There's Moss kicking out. Packet flying, and Benny Bagona, who haven't seen a great deal of steadies when he saw Carter, and put it beautifully over the skipper at centre-half forward.
And now another Herculean effort will be expected from Stephen Michael. He's rucked for the entire match so far. The dual Sandover medalist has been superb. Baden Harper is opposed to him and gets the tap. Shark by Rioli. Hurry kick to centre-half forward. Watch Aitken opposed now to Monteith. Monteith the victor. Bruce Monteith is putting in a bottle of a game at centre-half forward. No leads offering. Wayne Henwood in the goal square opposed to Moss. Joe Mackay with in front. Play on, says Powell. 3/4 of the crowd vote for South reckon Mackay marked it. And right in front of the goal, bounce down. Mountain spills it out for Outhwaite on the wrong foot. Outhwaite shoots the goal. Cracker spoils.
Ooh, Philip Cracker right on the line there. Good shot from Outhwaite. And Philip Cracker playing in defence now. Claremont with their backs to the wall. 71 South, 69 Claremont. 13 minutes into this third quarter. It's a vital one. Up plays Harbour to take a good mark. Baden Harbour needs a few of those to get his confidence back. He's gone for the long kick to the wing. Jemison's come right up from the centre-half forward spot to knock this out of bounds in front of the members stand here at league headquarters.
Yes, I noticed too that Stephen Michael is on one leg. Pulled a thigh muscle last week. Worth watching his efforts against Harper. And Stephen Michael just ambling over. There he is trying to loosen up the limb. I'd say it's his right thigh. Let's wait and see. Watson. Jamison overruns it, letting Fasoli get a chance. Delmenico can't handle in front of Blackwell. And Claremont starting to throw themselves at the ball and having more vigour than they showed in the second quarter.
Yes, it's going to be bad luck for South if Michael, but he's still continuing on like the true champion he is. Jimmy Cracker gets it towards full forward. The luck of the bounce favours Malaxis. He's got open territory in front of him. Puts it onto the boot. Has he missed? I think he has. Stephen Malaxis could have run about another 15 metres or handball over to Ralph, but he's missed.
Yes, the play goes on quickly to Cornell. He's put in a good one on the half-back flank. Comes up again, the members stand. A lot being asked of Michael. He's got the pace to get in front of Harper. What an athlete. Would have been an Olympic runner, I reckon, as he pinpoints it out to Outhwaite. All the skills galore to Stephen Michael. Outhwaite now goes into centre-half forward, looking for Bagona. Hardy under the hammer. He's paid them free.
There's some of the red and white players getting away now. There's a short pass. Aitken in front, pulled around the neck. Player, he'll get this kick. Michael Aitken in front of Monteith. Had a hard job minding Bruce Monteith. And Michael Aitken to take the hand pass. Tom Pearce. Over he goes towards the outer flank. A good pump away. A chance for Vagona. In comes Tom Pearce. Gets first to the ball. It's well done towards Moss, lifting those tired legs. Graham Moss at half back. Panizza. Play on, says the umpire. Back it comes towards full forward for South. Joe McKay waiting behind. So is Phil Cracker.
And the race is on with Philip Cracker, too nimble. He's in the back pocket. Spreads it out to Gerald Betts. But the ball has gone over the line, according to the umpire. Have a look at Malcolm. What do you have to do to get a free, he said. Malcolm Brown didn't like that one bit.
He's got it.
But now Joe McKay is the free. I couldn't work that one out. He's got a 15-metre penalty to boot. And Joe McKay, the man all the selectors for South Fremantle put their trust in. They needed his height in the forward line. Is now coming in for number 2. 1 point the difference. Short step to Stephen Michael. Mark of the day.
Ooh, come down from a great height too, Stephen Michael. Eyes on the ball all the way. Perfect exhibition of marking. Have a look at this kick from McKay. Did not make the distance, but look at Michael. Beautifully poised to bring that one down.
Well, Stephen Michael doesn't kick too many goals from directly in front. He hasn't kicked one today. He still hasn't. If there is a weakness in Stephen's game, it's kicking for goal from a standing start.
Well, is that leg affected him? 1 point the difference, 71 to 70. 70 minutes gone in this third quarter as Gerald Betts will take the kick into play. This is a tense passage of play. Chance for Rioli, gets onto that left foot, puts it towards full forward, and Maurice Rioli has kicked the goal, and a valuable one for the Bulldogs.
Well, certainly was a valuable goal, and there's the other side of Malcolm Brown. Emotion galore, and well done, Maurice Rioli. Watch this one. Just watch the spin out of the champion. Mountain goes to the thump. Oh, he's a tough customer. Spins like a top and matches his brilliance with topping it off again with a goal. Well, Maurice Rioli's on one limb. He's been shifted out of the centre. Basoli's gone into that position.
Bounce down in the centre. Philip Cracker running on the ball at the moment. Over it comes to Smith. Oh, he threw it, says umpire Capes. And things not going well for Claremont. Look at Philip Cracker. He didn't like that one. Sent to the ground, it's Outhwaite. Looking for Mountain. Smith goes for the thump. Half forward line. Umpire Capes. And the crowd roaring their approval or disapproval. Joe McKay comes in. Half forward flank bounce.
Once again, it's Stephen Michael. He's opposed to Moss. Shaw is out-generalled by the speed of Hardy. But there's Philip Cracker. He can't handle it. That's unusual. Comes back for the second bite. Gets his kick in. Trapped well by Maurice Rioli. What a game he's putting in. Cracker under the hammer. And on his own, in the last line of defence, it's Morton.
That was shepherding before the ball was in 5 metres, and the kick is going to Bruce Monteith. Ross Capes right on the spot.
There's Aitken didn't like it. Neither do the Claremont supporters. But now, who better to take the kick? 4 goals for Bruce Monteith. He's been a prolific goal scorer throughout the finals. Of course, South Fremantle have had to play 3 of them. He's only 30 metres out. Bruce Monteith onto the boot. Umpire moves. 1 point.
Well, there's a tremendous a lot of pressure on both sides out there, man. This is a vital quarter, and both sides are playing very, very close. There's only 7 points the difference. And Gerald Betts to kick into play. Very little breeze. Claremont are kicking with it. As Betts kicks out to the flank. Aitken, who can't mark it. Bruce Monteith, another shot. And once more, another minor score.
Well, Aitken, who's been playing admirably throughout the finals, isn't the man at the moment to match Monteith. Monteith now making up the ground. He senses the leaders going across the other side. But Betts is going to come down to the grandstand side of the ground. Looks for Moss. He finds him. And this is the man who can get Claremont going. The quarter has belonged really to Claremont. They've had South chasing them. Jamison in the centre. Taps it for Panizza, who's got the pace if he can get the run of the ball. Domenico, and now Panizza again. Oh, he's burned off Mountain. Look at Panizza go. Oh, his father was a stalwart gift runner. It's as though he could easily be. Throws it up the forward pocket. Alexis can't handle it. And now the race is on between Boundary and Delmenico. And there'll be a throw in half-forward flank.
That was good shepherding by Jamison then to help Panizza with that one. He shepherded all the way, threw his body at the ball, and that's how this game's played. Jamison's on the hit out there at the moment with Delmenico. Phil Pucker working at the back of the pack. There's a chance for him, but the kick is going against him. And John Beck, new player coming on to relieve the pressure for the Bulldogs.
A very good kick, goes straight to Blackwell. And Wayne Blackwell is another man that could get Claremont going. He's a brilliant centre man. On the other side, picked up by Tommy Pearce. It's going goalward. What a goal from the outer side. 1 point. Touched in the last line. And look at Tom Pearce there. He's come right down from his back pocket. Most unusual for him to be shooting for goal.
Well, that's how players are playing all over the ground at the moment. Doesn't matter who wins this grand final. Somebody kicks that winning goal. It's 79-71, just on the 20-minute mark in the third. Mossell's in there, but so is Wayne Henwood. Takes the mark. Half-back line, Wayne Henwood. Good young ruckman. Roy Pagona. Back of the pack is Aitken. Read it well. Boots it back to half-forward. Jimmy Cracker. Ooh, bumped away from Jimmy Cracker. Jamison's battling, using the body. Moss is there with him. Chance for Daniels. He's got no backup. Short pass goes further afield towards Blackwell. About 30 metres out from goal. South kick holding the man.
Yes, Cornell held without possession. And what a day he's having backing his judgment. There goes the runner Mountain. Carter says, let me have it. No one else going by, so Carter throws it forward for Monteith. Aitken on his hammer. Monteith uses his body the better. Traps it cleanly and shoots into the forward area for Stephen Michael. Harper in front. Oh, good backup play by Betts, but happened too quick. And in the forward pocket, throw it. Well, Malcolm Brown, what are you going to do? Look at that grimace. Hey, how do you smile and think at the same time as well as Brownie? Moves galore, throw in forward pocket.
Well, his team are 8 points in front at the moment as Benny Bagana's got it in the pocket. There's a dangerous Rioli. Look at him get through. He's holding the ball. Morris Rioli done everything right, said it was on the shoulder. Umpire Cape said no. And the 15-metre penalty, and there's the Claremont bench. Murray Ward on the right. The assistant coach is Tommy Pearce takes it. Puts it towards the centre of Blackpool. Claremont are not handling it well at the moment. Over the centre half-forward spot. Morton. Plenty of South players. One of them's Mountain. Gets his kick towards full forward. Joe McKay from the back. Can he get his foot to the ball? Play on, says umpire Capes. And Smith lets it go through for 1 point. Or pressure pack play.
Yes, well, Michael Aiken adding a little bit of weight to the packs down there. Both defences backing their judgment and having the confidence when they go forward that there's someone behind them. Well, 22 minutes have gone in this last quarter, in this third quarter, and what appeared to see South being run off their feet, they've come back. Shaw post to Brad Hardy. Hardy shadowed Shaw all day, and right in front of our commentary position there'll be a throw-in. 80 points playing 71. That's 9 points the difference. And on the ball, Wayne Henwood. The first change, Stephen Michael off. Henman's got the bigger to match Moss. There he is, number 20. Carter leaves it behind. Rioli. Oh, he's a tiger on the ground. There's a rainmaker. Outhwaite or Carter. Carter interfered with by Watson. And, plenty of guile. Carter played for it and he's got the free.
Yes, Claremont giving a few free kicks away in this quarter as they're battling. Their backs to the wall trying to get these goals. A good kick from Noel Carter towards Michael. From the back, Stephen Michael. Pushed out to the flank. This good player. Smith gets it towards the centre. Henwood. Cronin. Towards Monteith. Aikens with him. Morton it is. Out it goes to Watson. He's at half back. Gets his kick to the centre to Gary Shaw. Oh, Shaw can't handle it. In comes Jamison. Recovers quickly, gets his foot to the ball.
Daniel's drifting along from his wing. Taps it down, but here's that man Cornell again. He's got the ball on the string in the back line. Hardy caught. Play on says Powell. Cracker does that. Here's the man. Golden Boot Cantor shoots for goal and is inaccurate. So in quick passages of play, with both sides making the most of opportunities for goal shooting, neither are kicking with the accuracy that is desired to win grand finals.
Now it's the pressure out there that's putting a lot of these players out, and the backs are playing well as Delmenico goes towards the flank. Plenty of South players out there. Vasoli's one of them. Very close to the line. Keeps it in play. Or has he? No, he hasn't. He's gone out of play, and it's a free kick to Claremont. So the Tigers going to attack from that right centre wing. As the kick comes inward towards Cracker. Oh, South are doing well at the moment as Carter comes away with it. Back to Mountain, and he's in the centre, back to Carter.
Well, the Claremont boys are hounding him, and one is Tom Pierce. Playing the ball's gone over the line, and there'll be a throw-in in front of the scoreboard with the minutes ticking by to end the third quarter. 10-20 playing 10-12. 8 points the difference. South Fremantle leading. Harper gets the tap. Vasoli gets one over the neck. Or John Begg it is. And so John Begg, who came on as an interchange. Campbell wishes he was out there. And Begg puts South Fremantle into a tap. Up to Joe McKay, who looks as though he's playing centre-half forward. Moss with the ball. Blackwell in the centre. Where's the lead at centre-half forward? Jamison's out of position. Barrett isn't. Rodney Barrett. What a game this fellow's playing in the back pocket. Broke his arm, missed 8 weeks, and now back for a grand final.
Yes, well done, Rod Barrett. Out towards the flank. Joe McKay's come right down to take this market from centre. Puts it up to half forward. We're going up all over Morton. And Noel Morton with the cheers of the Claremont supporters. Gone for the long kick towards the wing, looking for Shaw. And Gary Shaw takes a good mark. Had a brilliant first quarter. He's on left centre wing. Tigers going into attack towards the flank, looking for Jamison. He's in front this time. Good play by Page. Goes back to Daniels. Philip Cracker swings his foot at the ball. Ralph, he's got the opportunity to get his foot to it. Has he? Has! And there's the goal that Claremont needed.
That takes Warren Ralph to 127 goals. Error by Michael Page, trapped by Shorty Daniels. Very calm under pressure. Look at the screw kick though of Cracker. And then when Ralph misses the opportunity, he steadies. And now he's only 2 goals behind the record set by George Maloney when kicking 129 goals for Claremont in 1940. Well, that's brought the game alive. 2 points the difference. 11-12 playing 10-20.
Centre of the ground, Michael back on the ball for the south side. There's Darryl Panizza. Up to half forward towards Jamison. This is going to be a tough quarter. Begg gets it, boots it to centre half forward. And the mark not being paid, half forward. Joe McKay gets it out. Chance for Henwood. Oh, good tackle by Mike Aiken, holding the ball. And Mike Aiken saved a certain score then as he puts it out to Tom Pierce.
He's on the half-back flank, goes down the scoreboard side. Carter waits for it and doesn't get it. Harper intercepts. Tackling on both sides is intense. And now the free goes to Stephen Michael. South Fremantle leading by 2 points. 28 minutes of this third quarter gone. Threads it over to Vasoli. He's in the centre. It's a high kick. Setting up Monteith, who's got the break. Hasn't got the legs. And on the half-forward flank, just forward about 10 metres of it, another throw-in, favouring South Fremantle. 1 kick from the score. And probably only about a minute to go to conclude the third quarter.
Yes, and what a pressure quarter it's been. 2 points of difference in favour of the Southerners. Still anybody's grand final. Into that pocket. Philip Cracker gets his foot to it, but there's Vasoli underneath it. Waiting there in the centre on his own, undecided what to do. Finally goes on towards the pocket of Carter. Well, the skipper played 88 games for South, 53 for Richmond. He's been a good player as he comes with a mighty kick towards full forward. Moss. Philip Cracker. Trying to go through with the ball, does so. Gives it to Vice-Captain Blackwell. Blackwell's got open territory. Can Claremont score before the siren?
Delmenico says no. Shorty Daniels says yes. Instigator of the last goal. Over to Blackwell. He's only 60 metres out the brilliant centre man. Wayne Blackwell's kick in the goal square. Kelly can't mark it. Malaxkas, what can he do? And Page, in desperation, the 6-game player playing in the grand final, has forced it through for a minor. Well, that's 1 point the difference. South Fremantle leading, and only seconds to go to conclude this third quarter.
Kelly's kick goes towards the outer flank. Michael throws himself in the air and comes out with the ball. The champion trying to get away, but he can't. I think he'll get the kick. He will. Jimmy Cracker doesn't like it, but the dual sand no medalist on the half-back flank. He gets further afield to beg as he boots it up towards the half-forward line. Joe McKay come right down on the centre wing underneath the scoreboard to take that mark.
Looks for Benny Vergona in the centre. Morton the dasher on his back. Vergona in possession, threads it out for Simon Outhwaite, who can make a name for himself. South Fremantle in a lot of trouble at the moment. They're running out of legs. Vergona. Shaw now for South is caught by the ankle and takes the free. Now Shaw is at centre half back. And there are plenty of leads offering. The runners of Claremont are starting to show. Daniels opposed to Cronin. Half-back flank of Cronin. Back comes Daniels. On his hammer is Outhwaite. The ball's still in play. And Shaw capitalises on that quick reflex of Daniels. But there goes the siren to end in a very exciting third quarter which favoured Claremont. And Claremont have fought their way right back to trail by a point with South. South Fremantle have a score of 10-20, 80 points, and they're leading Claremont 11-13, 79 at the three-quarter break. For 1981, South Fremantle lead by a point, and coming into the ruck again is Stephen Michael. Final quarter here at Subiaco Oval. Michael in the ruck opposed to the leaping Baden Harper. Harper the thump. South kicking to the left of your screen. Cornell backs his judgment. Is pulled off the ball. Cape says that's a push, and so it's centre half back. Cornell, who's played so well, will put South into attack.
A very solid backman, Kevin Cornell. Boots a high one to centre half forward, looking for Campbell, who's back on the ground. Over the head of the pack, so is Randall. Stephen Michael, only about 35 metres out, steadies. Has put it through for the minor score. That's the 21st point to South. They've certainly been offline when kicking for goals. 10-21, Claremont 11-13. That's 81 South, 79 Claremont in the opening minute of play in the final quarter for the 1981 Premiership. Stephen Michael, he certainly might have a sore leg, but he's not playing like it. Played like a champion he is today as Betts takes it and puts it towards the flank.
Onto the half-back flank where Moss can't mark it. Ray Smith is content to take the ball over the line. He'll be a pretty close player. His form's been good. He came back after missing 10 weeks of league football to play in the grand final. The 225s. Michael gets the tackle over Moss. Been taken away by Cantor. Playing very tight to the boundary, and it's gone over the line in front of the scoreboard, which shows that South Fremantle have kicked very inaccurately. 10-21, playing 11-13. 81-79, only 2 points the difference. Michael again, Hardy ducks and dives. There's trouble out there, and Hardy gets the free throw to the net.
That's Brad Hardy, 19 years of age next week. Had a pretty good game on the wing, and there's a long kick towards the forward area. Humped away by the defence. Oh, it's still in play. McKay picks it up. Vergona has a shot from the white line. It's drifting towards goals. Is it through? Or is it a mark? It's a mark. Right on the white line there to Tom Pearce. And well done.
Well, Tom's father played for Swan Districts. And up the other end of the ground, Tony Kelly's father played for South in a winning premiership side. Will history repeat itself? Ball will be thrown in the half-forward flank.
Next 10 minutes will tell the tale, Arthur.
Yeah, well, Claremont know what winning's all about. They won the reserves last year in a grand final. There's no reason why they can't win this year's. Out comes Jimmy Cracker. He's been relatively quiet for such a brilliant player. Blackpool is outnumbered by red and white Guernseys, but comes out with it brilliantly to Cantor. He's in the centre of the ground. The leader's on to centre half forward. Oh, Malax gets interfered with right in front of Capes. And the brilliant half forward flank of the day takes the free 70 metres out from goal. There's the chop off though. Equally as brilliant today has been Rodney Barrett. And look at the dash as he goes right down in front of the scoreboard wing.
Well, that was a bad mistake by Malaxis. Daniels called for the ball early, but he was going backwards as he kicked, and now South going to attack. On the half-forward line is Smith. And Ray Smith will get the kick. Well, play seesawing, 81-79, 2 points the difference. As the ball goes up to the wing, Harper goes for the thump. Barrett picks it up again. Boots it back towards the centre half forward. Aitken in front. He's got no backup. Vasali gives it out to Michaels. Good play by Vasali. Steadier from Michael. On the half-forward flank is Blackwell. Gets further field to Morton. Away come the Tigers. Tom Pearce gets it. Boots it up towards Shaw. With him is Cronin. And the umpire says throw it in.
Throw it in front of the members' wing, just inside half-forward flank. Watson is down there doing the roving for Claremont. No rucks in at the moment. Jamison does the ruck work against Delminico. Philip Cracker pinpoints it out to the runner in Gary Shaw on one boot. Gary Shaw over the line, and so there'll be a throw in. Only one kick from goal now for Claremont. They're trailing by 2 points. And that kick went over the line, so the penalty free will be taken now by Phil Cronin.
Yes,
a little break for South.
Yes, a little bit of luck will come into this grand final. You want the little bit of luck with you to win it. Cronin takes it now, boots it down towards the centre wing. High in there is Harper. Well, in comes a brilliant Rioli. With him is Blackwell, his counterpart. Carter throws it in the air, and the ball's got out of play. Right in front of the member stand, the throw-in will come at Subiaco Oval in the tense last quarter. Neither side can get the break. Harper's on the ball, opposed to Michael.
Right in front of the interchange race, the leaping Harper. Again, it's left to Rioli to do the sharking. Hurried kick, that was a good one. Up to Monteith, but in defence, Graham Moss. Most of his marks have been in defence today, and the captain coach has done it well. Here comes Jamison, the flyer. And it was he who interfered with Harper. And it's Jamison who's going to get the free. Well, Ross Capes, he's had 8 grand finals. He knows what he's doing. And so now Jamison will kick the ball into the forward line where he looks for Ralph. Hot in his hammer, though, is Kelly. Page can't handle it. Malaxis can. Played brilliantly today. Brought down by Page. 3 to South.
Well, you can see the players trying to win it off their own boot. Malaxis went to have a kick, then went back the other way, and that's how it's going as Page boots to the centre, looking for Michael. Over it goes to Cracker. To Panizza, he's at half forward. The speedster goes, kicks it long towards full forward. Shaw from the back. And the mark's been paid at Cronin. In front of his marksman there, and Phil Cronin bringing that one down metres from the goal line.
And it's one of the 8 state players that are playing for South. Claremont have 6 of them, incidentally. As the ball goes to, Philip Cracker, danger. Phil Cronin won't like that one. Neither will Malcolm Brown. Now, Cracker is 70 metres, 65 metres out from goal. Hasn't kicked the goal today. Look at Brownie, so we'll have to cover up mistakes like that. And Cracker, who in 1978 kicked 52 goals to be Claremont's leading goal kicker as a rover. Because he wasn't as good this year, he only kicked 50. But he's pretty accurate as a rule. Let's watch it from our grandstand camera. Didn't make the distance. And what great camera shots they are when you can see the intensity of trying to score goals in the grand final.
Yes, Phil Cracker putting every effort into that kick. Look at the look on his face there of disappointment. Throw in now. Who's going to score the next one? Barrett, Jimmy Cracker. He's been quiet, trying to get away from his opponent. Back it goes to Shaw. He's held. Oh, an important decision there by umpire Capes, who was right on the spot. And Gary Shaw with a pressure kick. 6 minutes in. 30 metres out directly in front. Can Claremont hit the front from this shot? Gary Shaw, the ex-Queenslander. 50,000 pair of eyes on him. As he boots it towards full forward, it's through. And the Tigers have hit the front.
Well, there's no doubt about the temperament of Gary Shaw. Played 3 games for Queensland as a state player, and there's been a tremendous acquisition to the Claremont side this year. Just walked into the club and has played all 22 games. Have a look at this. Here's the throw-in, and have a look at the work that Stephen Michael does. He contested the ruck. All the tackling was on Jimmy Cracker. Finally the spillage, and that was Stephen Michael coming back into the play in a ticky-ticky touch good decision. Michael again in the centre. Watson taking the ball away. Claremont in attack. Edge in the back is just in time by Page. And Ron Powell right on the spot has given his decision.
The use of the body then by Malaxis could have gone either way, but he's played the mark.
Well, he's been a star today. 3 goals for Stephen Malaxis. And this young Fizzetta, who has plenty of time to practice his skills, is only 30 metres out. He's lining up the big ones for a very valuable goal to Claremont. Puts it high in the air, straight through the middle. That's a jackpot.
Well, that's one of the most valuable goals that Stephen Malaxis has ever kicked. He's kicked 80 for the season now, and that'd be one of the most important. The look on his face there of sheer delight. Because Claremont have gone further ahead. Can they hold on to take this lead and win for the first time since 17 years ago?
In 1964, and they won it on October the 3rd, Bob. So there's a bit of a coincidence for you. But have a look at that. Touch and go. Malaxis, that's the sign of a victory mark, and you capitalise with a goal. Basil Campbell in the centre. That's an interesting move.
Umpire Capes. Back we go towards Daniels. Centre wing, Alan Daniels. Next 5 minutes is going to tell the tale in this grand final. Ray Smith, he's at half-back. Goes to the centre. The runners are coming in now for the Tigers. Mark Watson, young player from Denmark. Will he play in his first winning grand final? Well, Cracker, high on says the umpire. No kicks given now. Over the shoulder. And that kick will go to Michael Page.
50,157 spectators for the 81 grand final. Basil Campbell. And he's been outmarked on the outer side of the ground by Smith. So Claremont doing all the attacking. Delmenico can't get there in time. Philip Cracker, the leader's on as the drifting player coming down is Malaxis. And once again, a telling piece of judgment by Cornell. Kevin Cornell puts his left footer back into the centre. Rioli has to fly. Moss is there, but so too is Beck. Hurried kick up to Monteith, the star of the third quarter. And that's the Monteith that's needed to get South Fremantle going.
Well, that's the second mistake in a row there in the forward line. The Claremont, Monteith right in the centre now, kicking Ron to Mackay. With him with Betts, Joe Mackay in front. South needing a goal. It's about 55 metres out from the Bulldog goal. Play on, says the umpire. Now umpire Powell's going to bounce it down.
Yes, Murray Wood, assistant coach. Nail-biting, anxious moments here. 10 minutes of the grand final have gone, and Claremont are leading by 10 points. Ball on the forward line for South. Spillage favours the Claremont defence. Out it goes to Peniza on the grandstand flank. And look at the dash. He's got a back up from Tantha. Now the lead's onto the danger man, Gary Shaw. Has to hurry. Bypasses him. Kelly a post to Ralph. Big thump by the defence of South. Shaw coming down from his wing, can't handle it. Cracker can. Jamison on his own. Oh, a telling spill. Delmenico with plenty of time. Not a good kick. Back comes Morton. The race is on. The 2-4s. Hardy gets rid of Morton. Great play, Brad Hardy. Over to Monteith. And there are plenty of positional changes as the centre-half forward, Monteith, looks as though he's playing ruck rover.
What pressure there for South to get out of that one. Up it goes towards a half-forward flank. Mistakes galore out there. Benny Bagana, Rioli it is. Beats it towards full forward. Open goal. Will it bounce through? Caught on the line there. That last line of defence by Tom Pearce. They might erect a monument to him as he takes it out of defence now up towards half-back. Draws a player. Blackwell. Half-back flank. You can feel the tentness here. Crowd. Everybody in it. As the ball goes towards the centre.
And Cornell again. Over to Stephen Michael. South have run themselves right into the ground in an effort to win this final. The spillage favours Watson. Low to the ground. Watson gives it to Harper. Harper sees the fast lead on a roll. And that is champagne football. In the telling stages of this match, it's Claremont with the dash at the moment.
That could have been the pass of the match, an excellent pass from the boot of Harper, and now the leading goal kicker in Western Australia to have a very telling shot.
Yes, 126 goals from his boot. And now tension mounting, 55 metres out from goal. He's kicked two already as Warren Ralph. And now his total still remains at 2, and South Fremantle supporters get off the hook. 12 minutes gone, and it'll be Cronin to bring the ball back into play.
Yes, players are out of position all over the ground. It's still anybody's grand final. What a great finale to the football season. Who's going to win it? Stephen Michael and Harper. Taken by Kelly. Carter. Over to Rod Barrett. Played a great game in the back line, this fellow. Boots it towards the centre. Which way will it bounce? It'll favour Claremont. Oh, Michael Aitken doesn't want it. Phil Cracker does. Boots it back to the centre and taken by Barrett.
And there's a game of defence at the moment. And it's a cliffhanger because the game's not over. 14 minutes of the final quarter's elapsed, and Barrett goes straight down the centre. No one home. Pagona has to fly, and there he is again, the 8th mark that Moss has taken in defence. Chips the ball out very quickly to his runner. That's Smith. Smith from Cookeran. Carter can't handle it. South Fremantle running out of legs at the moment, but have they got the courage? Hardy chips the ball into the centre to Monteith. All over him now is Jamison or Aitken, and Bruce Monteith takes this free right in the centre of the ground.
Well, South certainly haven't run out of legs yet. There's a long kick from Monteith, looking for McKay. With him is Moss. Tumped to the ground. Vasali 30 metres out on that left foot. He's put it through, and South are right back in it at the 14-minute mark in the final quarter of this 1981 grand final.
Here's combination play from all the left-handers. McKay, a left-footer, gave it over to Morris Rioli, a left-hander, then on to Vasali, and now Vasali has kicked a goal. Watch this, all the left-footers and left-handers. And Vasali, who handballs for 99% of his play, must have had a real flinch as he had to side up the big ones. Well, Campbell's going off, and he could have been a match winner. Looks as though South won't need him.
Well, that Graham Moss, there's Campbell coming right off now. Graham Moss will kick himself for not booting that ball long. Ball comes from Harper towards Jamison. The backup from Blackwell. A long high kick towards Ralph. Jimmy Cracker's in there also. Dumped away by the defence. Henwood. He's tackled hard. Play on, says the umpire. Cronin. He's at half-back. Can't get his foot to the ball. Shaw's got it. Doesn't know what to do with it. Boots it up towards Jimmy Cracker. He's battling with 2 or 3 players. Malaxis, can he seal it? Great goal, Stephen Malaxis. He's played a great game in the forward line, and that's his 5th.
And that's the way to play a half-forward come full-forward role. A master of running in and getting the spillage is Stephen Malaxis. Have a look at the way he did it, and have a look at the way he steadied, nonchalantly chipped it through, and that's great temperament for a 20-year-old.
Jimmy Cracker was beaten for height, but he certainly didn't give up, Arthur. And there it is, the clock. 16 and a half minutes in here in this final quarter. It's still anybody's game. South coming back. Umpire Capes watching it closely, and he'll rebounce. 98 to 87. 11 points in front of the Tigers. Remember, it's 17 years since they won one. Can they win this one?
Well, Paul Vasali's back in the centre, and he's the player who got South going in the second quarter. Jamison, it's all Claremont at the moment. Blackwell, long pass out to Ralph, uses his body magnificently. In comes Page, and the ball is spilled over in the forward pocket, favouring Claremont. Well, Claremont are certainly doing the attacking in the closing stages. 14-14 to 11-21.
There's Murray Ward right on the boundary line now, directing traffic. And boy, you think this takes it out of the players. What about the coaches and those on the bench?
And let's see how he did it. This is Henwood, Page, 2 youngsters, Kelly, right across the Barrett, Packer on his hammer. And now Shorty Daniels with a chance if he can speed it inside the boundary. Very quick player is Alan Daniels. Look at that class. Over it goes to Smith, a long way down. All the country boys involved in the kicking at the moment. Here's another one, Watson. But finally it's Page. The Pingelly boy, Page, over to Carter. And then in reverse, South Fremantle to Outhwaite or away.
Well, nobody can get the ascendancy amount as Outhwaite boots it down towards Michael. Over the back of the Packers, Moss. Comes to the centre to Morton. Into the centre, Blackwell. A high kick towards Begg. And John Begg takes a fighting mark. John Begg at halfback. His first grand final for the Red and Whites. As he boots it long, it's not a good kick. Taken by Pearce. Back again to Blackwell, right centre wing.
Jamison edged out by Domenico. Back up by Page. He's been in everything in this last few minutes. Over to Cronin, the left footer. Now where's he going to go? Into the centre to Carter. Oh, Carter bundled out of the way. Here's that tight defence. Harper, Pearce, Smith, Morton, over to Panther. That's a throw. And the umpire, Ross Capes, right on it. So Pagona gets them out of trouble. Well, Pagona straight back into the centre. This is where South have been breaking down. Centre half forward. McKay, he's wrong-footed. Joe McKay, straight in the arms of Smith, picked up by Cracker. And Cracker's got legs and pace to burn on the outer side. Pulled off by McKay and still in play.
Free kick to Cracker.
And so Cracker, who was felled when not in possession, has taken a handy free in that half-back line. 11 points the difference. 11-21 South Fremantle, trailing Claremont 14-14.
Yes, mistakes by both sides. Comes to the centre to Watson. Out it goes to Panizza, using plenty of pace. Daryl Panizza. He's got no leads offering the moment. He'll have to go long. He goes towards the centre. Shaw from the back. Oh, great back, Gary Shaw. Right from the back over the top of John Begg. He's got 2 leads on the half-forward line. There's one of them is Cantor. Cantor, the former back pocket player, been a great ruck rover all year. And Murray Ward says from the bench, can you kick it? You're 50 metres out, Lindsay Cantor. Try and make a name for yourself as he boots it long towards full forward, looking for Ralph. The pack's high in the air. Out it comes towards Basoli, the link man, and he takes it away for South, or tries to.
Over to Henwood. Henwood's long kick in the centre. In comes Rioli, and Morris Rioli bundled out by Harper. He's come back with plenty of strength. The Blackwell, the opposition centre man, lines them up. It's going to fall short in the goal square. Barrett can't touch it. Goal to Blackwell, and that could be the sealer for the 1981 Premiership.
Well, 3 goals to Wayne Blackwell, and we said luck plays an important part. Wayne Blackwell certainly took the odds to that one. There's a spill mark. Rioli nearly got it. Harper gets it out, and there's the Blackwell kick. And have a look at this. South trying desperately to touch it over the head and through for 4 points. And listen to the Claremont crowd. Claremont are 104, South are 87. 21 minutes into the final quarter, still plenty of time.
A magnificent shepherding by Ralph. Henwood out knocked. Morris Rioli trying to get South going. Scrimmage in the centre, but Claremont have got the dash. Blackwell again. Threads the ball away from Cronin and is fell. Play on. Jamison does just that, but Blackwell's going to get the free, and he's in the centre of the ground waiting for leads further afield. Jamison's gone back, ready for a high one. Malatskas is signalling throw it up for Ralph. Well, there's Ralph with a sit. Cracker's under it too. Ralph's the marksman. Play on, says Powell. You're all in it. Page can't get out. And finally at centre half forward, another bounce down, favouring Claremont, and they're finishing with plenty of legs.
They certainly are in the last 10 minutes. The umpires have got to be certain that it is a mark or a free kick. Carter takes it away. The skipper played a good game. Harper's underneath it, and Baden Harper takes the mark. Certainly come good since half-time, this fellow. Kick from Harper goes to half forward. Jamison. Well thumped away by Delmenico. He's in trouble. Shaw been a good player for the Tigers all day. He'll remember his first grand final. Boots it up towards full forward. Cornell again. Oh, the hand pass has gone astray. Cantor.
Watson. Jim Cracker manhandled right in front of Ron Powell, and the ball has to go back. Bad luck, Tommy Watts, Mark Watson. And so Jim Cracker, from only 35 metres out from goal, can certainly make the sealer for this grand final. Well, the brilliant rover who came up from Mount Parker three seasons ago. Have a look at this. No doubt about it. Cracker not in possession of the ball. Watson must have thought all his Christmases had come at once. And now the ball is back in the arms of Jim Cracker. 35 metres out. Usually a deadly shot for goal, whether on the screw or directly in front is Jimmy Cracker. Plenty of temperament. Paid touch.
Yes, and I think that would be the sealer to the 1981 grand final for the Tigers. 17-year drought, and a very pleased Jimmy Cracker, and I'd say a very pleased assistant coach, Murray Ward. There it is, 22-46 into the final quarter, and South will have to be pretty good to come back from here. The chant is Claremont, 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 all over the ground.
And Graham Moss, who, despite his immeasurable successful career in league football, has never won a grand final. Well, he and Murray Ward and the manager Roger Barnes have set up a good team. They look like doing it at the moment. Vagonas says, no, you won't. South have time to get back. 8 minutes of play left as Vagonas' raking kick is long. But what has been a pattern of play for South in accuracy again. Another point on the board to South Fremantle. 24 minutes have gone. And they're 89 points, playing 110.
Ray Smith on the half-back flank. Some of these players have certainly lifted their game for the Tigers in the second half. Shaw! Oh, he's not paid this time. What a spectacular ride from Gary Shaw, but Cornell gets the kick. Kevin Cornell played a solid game in the back line. South still fighting on Monteith. He's been a good player. Boots it down towards full forward. Hardy's there. Joe McKay's there. Brad Hardy comes out with the ball. He's surrounded by Claremont players. Can't get his foot to the ball. Play on, says umpire Powell. He'll bounce it down 35 metres in front of the South goal.
You can feel the tension here. The Claremont supporters waiting to crack the champagne bottles, and South Fremantle wondering if they'll get back. Vasoli says yes. So does Lagona. The defence of Claremont too good. Out it comes. Peniza opposed to Begg. Begg, magnificent mark. Now John Begg, who played one game with Melbourne and then switched this year from Subiaco to South Fremantle, can put South Fremantle into attack. Spiral punt kick is a beauty right into the goal square. Joe McKay's down there for South Fremantle. So too was Tommy Pierce. And have a look at that number 31 just going out of your screen. He's put in a magnificent game in the back pocket today.
There's a kick in going to Phil Cracker, one of the stars of the season, this fella. Taking plenty of time. Ray Smith, very pleased player to come in, played his last game in July this year and coming into injury in a grand final side and winning. Ray Smith goes long. Claremont steadying now. Baden Harper in front and takes the mark. The former Albany player. Been a great player since half-time, this fellow. Got a great leap. Tigers going up towards the centre. Kevin Cornell thumps it. Watson trying to break away. Delmenico. Paul Mountain.
He's in the centre of the ground. Vasoli. Monteith running by. He steadies. And the shot doesn't match his brilliance of earlier quarters. Tom Pearce is down there. And there'll be a throw in the forward pocket. Well, Claremont have done it well. They've had 30 shots for goal. And their score is 16-14. They're 110 points, leading South Fremantle 89. And we're in the time-on period of this final quarter. It looks as though Claremont will take out the 1981 grand final. Carter, he's not giving up. Threats a threat of the side, who's on the wrong foot. Half-forward flanked. Defensive Claremont too good. And the Cracker boys starting to show out. Phillip going for the dash. He's a long way out in the centre. He's been caught. South Fremantle's outweight, not giving up. Grand play.
Yes, good play, South. Philip Cracker, a great run there. Thought he had that extra step, but he didn't. Simon Outhwaite puts it out towards the flank. Paul Vasoli. Well, the Red and Whites are not giving up. They've got about 3 minutes to get out of it, I'd say. Vasoli, the short kick, and Skipper Carter. Noel Carter, he's kicked 3. Played a solid game for his side all day. He's 45 to 50 metres out. There he is, all eyes on the skipper. Badly needing a goal, the Red and Whites. He's gone for the long kick towards full forward, won't quite make the distance. And safety in numbers down there, cuts through for the minor score. And what a pleased man Graham must be at this stage.
Yes, and so must all their supporters, because Claremont have been to football this year what San Simeon has been to trotting. They've won everything. They won the 3 rounds of the Marlborough to pick up 15,000. They won 12 straight to get 20,000. They won the minor premiership of Town and Country for 10. That's $45,000 this year Claremont have won. And now they look like adding the extra 7,000, which is for the premiership. This is Aiken on the half-back line. What a tonic he's been in the defence for Claremont. Alan Daniels, all the Claremont players living on their adrenaline and confidence as they sense victory for the 81 grand final.
Yes, there's another kick to Claremont. Ross Cape's in it in the centre of the ground, and there's Mintz Mel Brown there. You can see the game slipping away towards Lindsay Cantor, and the Rough Rover has taken the mark.
Well, there's no doubt about you, Bob Miller. I think you must have brought Claremont luck. You called the game in 1964 when they went premiers, and now 17 years later you're still calling, and it looks as though they're going to do it again.
Yes, they certainly are. As Lindsay Cantor takes, and what a great scene that was towards full forward. The mark not paid. Right in the square, over the head. Oh, that'll be a phenomenal goal if it went, but it won't. Gary Shaw will have another one. Oh, they're doing anything at all out there at the moment, the Tigers. Over the head from Gary Shaw. 1 point. And a very hurt Gary Shaw at the moment. He won't mind that because Claremont are well in front.
Stephen Michael injured himself halfway through the third quarter. Has gone awfully quiet. And when Stephen Michael's out of the action, so too is South. Monteith a ruck rover. Let's see if Michael and Monteith can do anything. Watson down, Carter away. Now the captain is driving South Fremantle along, looking for Joe McKay. But Joe McKay lacking in pace. There he is on the hammer of the tackling. Philip Cracker. And the Cracker's starting to fire. Betts. Now he's playing at full back. And look how he's so confident. He's gone down to A. Jamison. Jamison with the ball in front of him, recovers nicely. Chip passing to Shorty Daniels. And the back up again, though, by Maurice Riolo. Benny Vagona it is. Half forward, flank favouring Claremont. Mountain. Unattended Delmenico. He's in front of the scoreboard. It shows that 21 points the difference. Only seconds to go. Joe McKay. Back on his hammer. 1 minute to go. Basoli. Joe McKay removes with the ball. Into the centre, Monteith on his own.
Yes, Monteith's been a good player. He's kicked 4 goals. Not his fault that South are behind. He's gone for the lead to Hardy, and Brad Hardy will take the mark. 50 games last week, Brad Hardy. Teenager, there's the time, 29:45. Not much time to go. Brad Hardy from 20 metres out will put another score on the board for South, and it's 4 points. They move to 12:24. There's the siren. The siren for the 1981 Grand Final, and Claremont the Tigers, 16-15, 111, have defeated South Fremantle 12-24, 96, and great scenes here at league headquarters.
Yes, there's Bossy winning his first Grand Final, adding to all his distinguished efforts throughout his great career. Wally Maskell, the president, must be very pleased. When they brought Moss over from Essendon 4 seasons ago, it was a 5-year plan. They predicted in 4 years that they would win a premiership, and there's the man who's done it. Graham Moss, a Brownlow medalist, over 200 league game player, nearly 300 in fact, and in the twilight of his career, Roger Barnes, his manager, goes out for the victory hug, and the Claremont supporters and players are ecstatic.
Well, I think only those players who are in the Grand Final knows what it's like, to win one, of course, the losers unfortunately are not good enough. But a very elated Claremont down there. And there's the aerial shot. The crowd were asked to keep off the ground. Just have a look at it. Pandemonium. But a very elated lot of Claremont players. Roger Barnes, who's done a great job as manager all the year for the Tigers. In there, all enjoying this victory. Their first victory since 1964. And Graham Moss was the only player out there to play in their last Grand Final, 1972.
But ladies and gentlemen, stay with us, Graham. We'd like Graham to introduce his team members individually now. Come on, let's give them a little bit of respect, because they've done a tremendous job today. Graham, introduce the players as they come. Philip Cracker. Steve Malaxton. Shorty Daniels. Vice Captain Wayne Blackmore. Peter Jamison. Noel Morton. Jimmy Cracker. Mike Aiken. Lindsay Cantor. Gary Shaw. Mark Watson. Warren Ralph. Ray Smith. Daryl Panetta. Gerald Beck. Brett Farmer. Barry Beecroft. Clayton Harper. Tom Pierce. And ladies and gentlemen, my assistant coach, Murray Ward. Ladies and gentlemen, tremendously here at Subiaco Oval. There it is, the 1980 Congratulations to Claremont. Graham Moss here. Mr. Vincent Yovich, the President of the West Australian Football League. And Graham, again, compliments to you and to Murray Ward and the entire Claremont side, a tremendous effort. In a moment, ladies and gentlemen, we hope to announce the winner of the Simpson Medal, and that will be coming forward very shortly as well. We'll have that nomination very shortly. But a final word from Graham Moss while we have the opportunity. A rare day. We've talked about it for a long time. It's come true.
It has, Gary. As I said before, we've worked hard for this premiership this year. I believe we deserve to win it, and by Christ, we won it.